We're gonna complicate all the lives.
I don't know what you're talking about, Crow. We just have to recalibrate Roxy's brain. That's all.
Which one?
I think you need to recalibrate Joe and Henry's relationship.
I don't think
Look,
there's
first we
anything
all
that
got to
can
get
do about
together and
that.
save the world. Then we can meddle in Joe's life again.
Oh, yeah. Then I'll go to T with
Last time I checked, there
before he
wasn't an
gets back.
imminent destructive
Roxy.
event on the
Roxy is the imminent destructive event.
There is also a
Roxy.
dude who's just ripping open dimensions running around somewhere.
Less imminent
So
than
it's
Roxy is
sword
asleep.
whip.
It is less imminent than Roxy.
Yeah, I wonder what that guy's up
Weirdly
to.
enough.
I don't know. Why don't you tell
Anyway.
us?
He's the guy controlling her brain. What are you talking about?
Seems unlikely.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. We're back with more Jukebox Justice. If you are enjoying what we're doing and would like to support the show, we have links everywhere, literally everywhere. They are so hard to miss. We put them everywhere, which will lead you to our Beacons page, which has a bunch of affiliate links, so you can buy stuff, and we'll get a little bit of money. We have a Redbubble, so you can buy stuff related to the show, but also give us money. Or we have a coffee page where you could just give us money if you don't want to buy stuff. And all of these are a win-win.
You could buy us coffee.
Yep.
I did do a bunch of retail therapy this week on the Redbubble.
We did notice.
Yep, we saw that.
We
You
were
can
not
get-
chatting about it in the super secret
You
chat.
can get a cool sticker.
Yeah.
Void sticker.
Or a really cool hoodie.
I
don't
had
have
my
my hat.
hat, and I don't know where I left it.
It's in my car. I think
It's
my
fine.
hat's in my car with like 7 other hats.
I put mine on my jewelry model for my dice business, and it's on the head of the jewelry model.
Yes.
Nice.
But on our Beacons page, you can also find links to all of our social media, so you can follow us and keep up with updates about the show, or just see whatever we're chatting about, or you can join the Discord and see the unfiltered version of this.
Call this filtered.
Jorts.
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 But
Now I have to share what I talked about on Critically Stupid, and that was somebody made a bong out of jean material. I don't know how they did it. They must have like blown the glass around the jean. I don't know, but now it's a jong.
Lord.
That
Well,
I'm trying to imagine what the hell that
Great.
would taste like.
I don't want to know.
Tastes like junk.
It
It tastes like what
tastes
it
And
like
if
is.
you
junk.
don't know, you don't know.
But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking
True.
of knowing, you should also follow us on Twitch so you can get notified whenever we go live, because that happens on a weekly basis and is fantastic. But if you're not watching us live, and instead you are watching the VOD on YouTube because you're behind and need to catch up, or our live streams just don't work for your time zone, which is valid, make sure to like whatever video you're on, which I guess is this one. Like this video that you're on. And
Like, subscribe, all that stuff.
smash that like button.
ring the
Attack
bell.
that subscribe button.
Subscribe is most important because we would like to make money someday.
Directly against the subscribe button.
Please.
Subscriptions do give you notifications of when new videos.
Vodios.
Rodeos.
It's
like a televised rodeo.
So yeah, that is what this is. I'm trying to rein in the chaos.
Good
and
luck.
It's not working. But if you didn't know that we have live streams, or you're in the process of catching up, we are live Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. So come join us and talk to us and have fun.
Sometimes we give away shit randomly, so
You never know when that's going to be.
You really don't.
You
'cause I
gotta
don't
tune
plan
in
that
for
far
every
in
episode then.
ahead.
Will there
You really
be a
do.
giveaway? Will there not be a giveaway? Who knows? Anyway, I should probably stop talking, and the rest of you should start talking. So let's go around and have everyone introduce themselves and who they're playing. I actually put together a semi-decent question tonight.
Oh,
So if you as a player, or your character, because sometimes you like to answer either or both, I'm not going to stop you. If you had to change your character's name, what would their new name be? And why would you pick that name?
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
If you had to change
it's not
your
computing.
if you had to change your character's name, what would it be and why? Or if your character had to change their name, what would it be and why?
Okay, so this isn't like if we went back to character creation and were to do it differently. This is more if we had to change it like in the narrative.
Yeah, I mean either or. Just
Basically, what
Like-
would be our character's alias of choice /
Yeah.
our alternate name for them?
if it's from like your character's perspective, what they would want their name to be, I'd imagine that would be in like within the narrative. It wouldn't be like, I'm going to time travel back to the day I was born and write this on the birth certificate.
Are you sure that that's not what we're gonna do? Because you never know.
God knows in superhero
Well, it's
settings.
not what we're currently doing, so I have plausible deniability.
I think I'll start this off here. Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow, and I'll be playing Joe Hatathley, aka Vetchdug. And I will not be answering as a player, because that's actually a touch of a spoiler, because I picked out Joe's name for a reason. But in regards to Joe as a character, he absolutely would want some sort of cowboyish sounding name. The first thing that's coming to mind is like, probably something like Montana Stone or something.
Yes.
I'd call you Hannah
I love
Montana
that.
Stone just for
No.
that. I can go next. Roxy likes her name a lot. And she likes her last name because she loves her family, but also she thinks changing her last name to Dragon Wagon would be bitchin', so.
What's your name?
That's what I have for Roxy.
Mama Dragon Wagon.
Yeah.
That.
Anyway.
Yes.
Sounds like something else.
I will not be taking criticism at this time. Nor do I ever take criticism.
I was about to say, do you?
Shut up, Crow.
I guess I'll go next. I'm Tess. I play Sylvie, aka Valkyrie, and I think Sylvie does like her name, but I think if she were to change it, I think she would name herself after something natural. And I was thinking and I was trying to think like what kind of flower or something, but also I could see her going with Belladonna or something like that. Like
I was going to say Ivy Luna.
my
Or
first
some-
thought was Lily.
Yeah, I was thinking Lily too, but I was like, I feel like that's
Nightshade.
not
Nightshade.
toxic
Deadly,
enough.
deadly.
It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit her aesthetic.
Yeah, it's
but-
not really. Sylvie likes pretty things that can kill you. Let's go with that.
One of those things is herself.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oleander.
That's the coach.
I know. Weird that he's named after a poisonous plant. Not suspicious at all.
Not suspicious at all.
Coach Oleander and
we're-
Sylvie just team up.
Guessing who
It's
named him, it
duo
probably
you
has a
need.
specific meaning.
Oh yeah.
It's the duo you never know you needed.
It's an ode to the fact that he's toxic. Oleander's toxic.
Jesus
Is he toxic or just misguided?
Yes.
Same thing.
Can you blame the plant for being poisonous if you're the one who ate it?
You tried to eat your coach?
Why would you eat your
That's
coach?
not what I was going for at all.
Joseph Hatley.
You walked into that one.
Confirmation Joe's a
know.
cannibal?
I know
Yeah.
for not telling Sylvie not to eat people while you ate your coach.
Was this the bite of 47?
God.
All right, good night, y'all.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'll go next. I'm Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living. If she had to pick a name, it depends on why we're picking a name. For funsies, I'm currently trying to see when the moons of Jupiter were named so I can pick one.
Ooh.
Um,
I want to
for funsies, she would
say-
pick a moon name. If
on.
it's for because we did crime, she would pick a very normal name like Emma or something like that.
I did research on this like a decade ago. Hang on, I'm trying to remember.
Here we go.
My
Alara.
God.
There we go. That's a moon.
Alara's a pretty name.
Yep.
Mhm.
I was probably going to suggest like Io or something.
I don't think Io wasn't discovered until
Cow vibes.
later.
The most challenging thing
Alara.
about being in the 50s
Oh,
is trying
the
to remember what was
1600s. Yeah,
invented
so
there.
Io probably maybe too.
We have dropped so many facts, like history facts, throughout this stream. When we make references, we're like, wait, when did that come out? When was that invented?
Did the flavor
Yeah,
blue
the
exist
first
yet?
names were like 1600s, so
Grape didn't
yeah,
exist
you can go
yet.
as far as then.
My
I don't-
friend's grandma invented the grape flavor, the flavor of purple.
What is purple?
Why did she make it taste like poison?
Because it's fun.
Okay.
Moving on. I'm Alana. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. And Cynthia does like her name, and I did pick it for a reason. So I will give one of the alternate names I had for her before I landed on Cynthia, which was Helen, because it means torch.
Mm.
I got that reference.
Anyway, started the session adding a team to the pool. You currently have 8. You were doing really well at the beginning of this arc using them. You should use them some more.
Well, we got separated.
I can get
Then-
that
Separate
reference.
it again.
we haven't
Whenever
really
we get
rolled
separated,
much.
we don't use them.
You can use teams selfishly.
That's
Know
true.
that.
I don't know how to
Did any
use
of us
that
know
mechanic,
that?
so I need
Oh,
I
yeah,
need
just
Crow to do
okay.
it first.
Quick reminder then for everyone in the room. Using team selfishly, you basically have to in some way demean or insult a team member, and then you get to shift your labels to improve the role.
I tell Joe he's short.
Demonstrably untrue, but sure.
Compared to
He was
some
no
people.
good for Henry.
He's got short guy vibes.
You're a short. You've got short man energy and a big body.
That's not entirely inaccurate at the current moment, actually.
Previously on Jukebox Justice, Joe met his step family, which gave him the breath of fresh air that he'd been needing after all of the pressures from the Kirby family, the team, and his pack responsibilities. They were very welcoming and were hoping to be more involved in his life from now on. Echo had a conversation with Hecate about everything that had been going on and established some baseline moments to try and cross-reference the events Cynthia remembered while they figured out how to proceed considering the missing history they were dealing with. When Cynthia got back to the penthouse, she had a conversation with Tony about the 2 Roxys and teased him fairly mercilessly about some of the secrets he was keeping, even if she didn't know all the details. He also got one of the spare communicators and was put on babysitting duty for the Roxy that was at his house. The next morning, Elena and Sylvie went home to catch up with Natalie and Jim, while Roxy and Cynthia paid a visit to Leah to catch her up on what's been going on and help her with anything she might need, which included making her a more discreet power dampener. On their way out, however, disaster seemed to strike again as a group of individuals ambushed them, calling Roxy Unit 5214 and telling her to initiate Protocol Omega 14, which caused her to act completely different than normal as she calmly approached the group. Thinking quickly, Cynthia managed to extract Roxy from the situation and took her to the junkyard where the group could figure out what to do next.
Every time you say Unit 5214, my brain is just like prisoner 24601.
Same.
Unit
Nice.
5214.
My brain immediately goes to THX 1138. If anyone gets that reference.
I do not.
Nope.
I'm gay. My brain doesn't go anywhere when you start reciting numbers.
That is one of the original short films by George Lucas.
His
Oh.
first one, yeah.
Cool.
And THX 1138 appears, I think, in every Star Wars movie except maybe the sequel trilogy.
I don't know. The
That
movies
doesn't
were alright.
exist.
The
Anyway,
dude himself, I heard, it was kind of crabby.
so I believe where we left off was in the junkyard with Cynthia, Elena, and Sylvie, and an unconscious Roxy, who was. I think you already put the power dampening
Yeah,
cuffs
She's
on her.
dampened.
She is dampened.
She's dampened.
We've dampened her.
God, finally,
She's
some
all
peace and
moist
quiet.
now.
Jesus.
Just put some moist towels on her. It's fine. They're
They're
hot. It'll help open her pores.
I thought for a hot second you were talking about waterboarding her, and I was like,
Oh no! We've got to wait
No,
for at
we
least a
haven't
week of
gone
that
far
brainwashing
to
That
get
before
before
escalated
crimes yet.
quickly.
but you meant like a spa
Jeez.
thing. I was like,
Just get
It's
a
not
humidifier. This will be
You
Far
fine.
know,
reach for us.
Spa
Yeah,
day,
like a sauna.
waterboarding.
Yeah, go into the
Oh.
sauna.
You had one cracker, but
The
you're not
IAs
getting
really
another
changed their
cracker.
tactics. Anyways,
Throw her through a car wash. It's fine.
Say hi.
I don't think that's how you recalibrate a brain. He's not
Okay.
going anywhere if you don't give him that cracker.
He wants the fucking. Then I have to give her another cracker.
so
Snooze.
the ladies are all here,
Boy, dog.
including unconscious Roxy.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
Yep. You're at the junkyard.
And as far as we
Snooze.
know, Joe is still returning to Halcyon in about 2 days.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, you wouldn't know the exact timeline.
Okay.
Oh, we have no
You-
idea what he's doing.
His,
We mainly know he's
Sam
not
said
here.
he'll be back
Yeah.
in a few days or something
Mm.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't give
Yeah.
us a specific time.
Yeah.
and you also
Alright.
haven't talked to Tony, who did get a message for or from Joe to contact him, which unfortunately Joe has now missed. But
Sorry, Joe, you're not the
although-
biggest problem right
You know,
We
by
now.
the
did yell
time-
at Tony
Fair.
to go get Roxy out of
Yeah,
other Roxy
yeah,
out of
yeah.
town.
We
so-
Yeah.
also that
Tony to extract Roxy from Halcyon.
Oh yeah,
I-
we gotta call him on the communicator.
potentially using
Didn't
mob
we already?
connections to do so.
You did,
Yeah.
yeah. You told
Oh,
Tony to
Okay.
He's
leave.
going to
like,
mob-
take
mob
Roxy and
protection.
leave. Didn't give
I
him
didn't
any of the
write that
details
down.
as to why.
Mm.
I've graduated
Didn't
from the
we
sticky notes
tell
to an actual
tell him
notebook.
that people are targeting Roxy,
Oh.
so they're probably targeting her lookalike.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we did tell him that,
These make less sense than the sticky
and we
notes.
told him to use every connection he had possible. I think
Yeah, to
Sally
get out
directly
immediately.
told him.
What? Oh no, the
Use the
communicators have
mob.
like a range.
Yeah.
You
They
have
So
the
if he
they
gets
do,
too
yeah.
far,
you have
Yeah.
the
Like-
resources.
As soon as
that's
he,
fine.
I mean, depending on when, no, like probably pretty soon after leaving the city would probably lose communicator
Mhm.
connection. Yeah, I think Sylvie also checked to see if Roxy had a tether of some sort, and there wasn't one. I believe that may have been earlier. I feel like that happened. at
Yeah,
the end of
I
the-
still have a tether. But
yes.
You gotta find
Uh,
out if other Roxy is a tether
Anyway, what are you doing?
someday.
Yawning, apparently.
That's mood.
That's fair.
I haven't had a chance to call Hecate yet, have I? About this?
No.
That's
Not
what I'm
unless-
gonna do.
Not unless you
first.
did so like on the drive to the junkyard, but I feel like you were more concerned
You
with
were-
I was more concerned with
Same.
Roxy.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're doing that, Sylvie will keep an eye on how
Alright.
Roxy is processing the stuff you injected into her, and so we have a
Yeah.
warning about how fast she's going to be waking up.
I feel like it's
Um,
like two people watching Roxy at all times, and one person, right? One person watching Roxy, one person looking out in case anyone's showing up. And in this case, I am calling Hecate, but will
Mhm.
rejoin the Roxy detail soon.
Elena's gonna keep an one eye kind of on Roxy, and if she starts to move, be ready to just not mush her, but
Keep her in
down
place.
just in case everything doesn't work. And then if Sylvie screams, she'll just like light up and gently mush Roxy.
gently mush her. Just give her a little
Just like a
massage.
weighted blanket. Just
little
like
gravity massage.
I mean, I would argue out of the three of us, in response to like Roxy waking up and hurting someone, Sylvia's the most durable at this point.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah, as far as like observing Roxy's biological state right now, she is knocked out pretty heavily. Like she is pretty severely drugged.
But not to a life.
Good thing that didn't go into
extent.
Cynthia.
No. Just like
Okay.
she's. I mean,
She's well
best-
sedated.
you don't know how it's going to progress, but like best guess, if this was a normal person, they would be out for like several hours.
But it's also Roxy who has shown
Yeah.
increased resistance to toxins.
Yes. There's-
So-
That's
I mean-
the power dampening cuffs.
At this point, there is no indication that she's going to be waking up within the next few minutes.
okay.
But so like she's in a stabilized condition basically.
Sounds good.
Also, this music is a little too peppy.
Mhm.
This is too. What? I don't like this. It's maybe this one. Sure, we'll go with
That
that.
works. But Cynthia does calm Hecate, which she's probably at work right now, so it might take her a little
Yeah.
while to get there.
Yeah. There's probably a. Are you basically just kind of buzzing her essentially instead of sending any sort of message through?
If it's an option, I'd probably send a message that's like priority communication and call me ASAP.
Yeah, that's discreet enough that probably wouldn't raise too much suspicions, but a few moments pass.
Imagine she probably gets weird calls all the time.
She probably, I mean, it's probably along the lines of like very, because there's a lot of sensitive stuff that happens
Yeah.
with the lab, so it's like there's a lot of confidentiality going on.
Yep.
But a few minutes pass and she responds, and there's a dog in the background, and it says, "This is Hecate. What's going on?"
Long story short, I'll go in descending order of priority. 1. Roxy is possibly some kind of sleeper agent. I'm blaming the people at the chemical factory. There are codes that make her do things. It's distressing. 2. My identity might be compromised because of the aforementioned code thing and people trying to kidnap Roxy and them seeing me as a civilian. Kind of not let them do that. That's basically the run of it. I thought you might like to know.
This is very concerning. We'll have to keep an eye out for any potential stories and run damage control, but do you think there's any risk of this getting out publicly with concrete evidence at the moment?
Unless they were recording, no. And I don't think they were recording because black outfits head to toe, no insignias. They wanted this as quick and quiet as possible. Came prepared, smoke bombs, had a tranquilizer dart, so that's something to worry about. I've managed to subdue Roxy for now. I don't know what's going to happen when she wakes up. She's power dampened for now, hopefully. But I don't know if she's still going to be under control when this wears off. So,
All right.
updates forthcoming.
Could probably approach the identity situation with positive optimism at best for right now. I think considering everything, that would probably be best to take lower priority.
That's fair.
Perhaps have you managed to secure a location where you can handle any potential fallout on Calamity's end?
We're at the junkyard right now, since nothing nearby is going to get wrecked if she wakes up and is out of control. But optimally, I'd love to get her out of the city, but I don't want her to wake up mid-transit.
Maybe as a temporary solution, move her into one of the warehouses where there's a little more privacy and security.
Cynthia kind of mentally catalogs the ones that do have like holding cells, and also ones that she doesn't mind burning after the fact. Not literally, maybe, if Roxy is still under control. Okay, that's fair. We'll be at the one on the east side if you need to look for us. I sent a message to other Roxy's, I mean, I guess both their brother, to get her out of town since people seem to be looking for her. I don't know if they'll accidentally mistake the devil for her, but I'm going to check for tracking devices or if they have some sort of like subdermal implant on her or something, but they knew where we were, so they were either following us unnoticed or have some other way of finding us, because that was distressing.
That is concerning, especially if I know we haven't been able to confirm everything yet, but at the very least, since your entire group has essentially been out of the field for 2 months, you've only been back for less than a day, realistically, but they found you so quickly that it's definitely concerning. We'll need to look into that more, investigate it more deeply, and see if we can figure out what's going on. But I think getting to a more secure location is a good start.
Okay.
Do you think you can handle things for now?
For now, yeah. But if something goes down elsewhere, we're probably going to be watching Roxy for the near future. Watchdog will be back in the city in a couple of days. If I don't manage to get a message to him, could you?
Sure. If there's an opportunity to do so, without it looking too suspicious.
Taken as read. Okay, I'll keep you updated. Please stay safe.
Will do, but I think you might be in slightly more danger in this particular moment.
Oh, I know, but one fewer thing to worry about, I guess. All right. Unless there's anything else, Echo out.
Hecate out.
She hangs up. Okay, we've got a warehouse with a holding cell. That seems like a more secure location for now, since we can't stay here for long.
After hearing that conversation, or at least Cynthia's end, can I quick scan Roxy's body for any inorganic implements that would constitute like a tracking chip?
I feel like you did this last week.
Oh,
but
did I?
if not, I mean the result's the same. I won't make you roll for it because you've basically done X-ray vision stuff before.
Yeah.
But you do not find any sign of there being like a tracker or an inorganic implant inside of her.
Can you
I
scan
will
me,
definitely.
just in case?
Yeah, I'll do the same. Yeah, I'll scan.
There's nothing inside of Cynthia.
I mean, no, there's nothing inside of me unless they crack the fake code thing. So it would be corrupted at this point.
It becomes another set of earrings.
Yes.
Okay, we've got to move before she wakes up.
You two take you have a bike, the Stag's here. I can cover Ariel and hopefully give warning if something's tracking you down from the streets.
Okay. And I give her the location of the safe house so that you're going in the same direction we are. Thank you, both of you. Let's go.
I'm hiccupy.
Sylvie will take off in a bird of prey form so she can circle and keep an eye on things. And hopefully by time if we can, if there's individuals in black suits following us or suspicious cars.
Okay.
What do we do if Roxy wakes up on the road?
Improvise.
We just have bikes, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We can put her on the stag because the stag just kind of drive itself, and that way, if she wakes up, I can try and
That's true.
box her.
That's probably a smarter idea. The stag is more sentient than my bike, which is not at all.
More, as in sentient.
It's more sentient. It is sentient.
It is sentient.
You can,
Okay, so putting Roxy on the stag.
Mhm.
And Cynthia will take point.
you can get everything organized and take to the streets and start heading towards the eastern side of the city where the safe house in question is located. The ride over there is incredibly tense, but you do not run into any obstacles along the way.
Okay.
You can reach the safe house, get everyone inside, get the bikes inside, so you're not leaving anything, visibly different outside.
Engage security protocols on the outside, and this is a warehouse that has a holding cell, so I'm going to put Roxy in there for now.
Security protocols. Let me just slap a padlock on it.
I keep forgetting we're in the 50s.
Yeah. And I'm happy to remind you.
We could have like one of those roll cages,
I
like
was about to
stores
say,
have.
it could be like a hurricane shutter situation.
Mhm.
You got like a motorized winch on the wall, and it just kind of.
I mean, we could also just tell Toby to guard the door.
That's true.
Is
This
that the
is
stag's
suspicious
official
bike
name now?
outside.
It's just
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
just calling him Toby now.
all right.
Oh, we could do patrol.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out while we're in here.
Mhm.
Normally, we would have 2 other people to patrol, but we kind of don't. What?
Isn't Sarah
Cynthia's-
there? No, she didn't come with us.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She was left at the penthouse. I
We left
believe.
her with the
Plants.
plants. Totally a
Uh,
safe decision that we won't regret.
She's got shields. It's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, they were informed not to harm guests.
She was also there all night.
Uh-huh.
So, anyway, you can get Roxy into a cell.
I'm also going to check around for spare uniforms if I've got any here.
Elena will search for
you probably
bugs.
have one here, at least one.
Do you have any kind of signal jamming things here? Just on the off chance that they're tracing some kind of biological signature that we're unable to detect. Something that could potentially cover that.
Looks up history of radio signals and how to jam them.
No idea.
By this time, anti-radar technology was a thing. It was very primitive, though. It was mostly the equivalent of sticking aluminum on top of like a large plate and then just pointing it in the direction that the radar was coming from.
Security
hats.
measures.
Mhm.
Tinfoil hats. We got this.
Just like trying to
Tinfoil
debate how we
hats
can.
and if we play a record really, really loudly, they'll never
Oh my
know we're
God.
here.
They'll never know we were here.
We wrap
play
Roxy
music
in
loud.
tinfoil.
We could theoretically suffuse this area in Fey energy, but I don't think we really want that either.
Roxy Rito.
Yeah. Okay, so I re-uniform up.
Okay.
I might have like a spare bodysuit or something else if Elena wants it. And I
She
think that
changed before we left.
Yep. We left from the house.
Mhm.
that's true. That is true.
Her winter uniform involves pants, which is she's very thankful for because it's cold out.
I get you. Okay, so we are all costumed up at this point.
Sylvie
Yeah.
has no notion of what cold is right now.
Does she feel cold at all?
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
something that she notices doesn't really affect her all as much. Probably, who knows?
I'm just picturing her as being one of those people who's like out in the winter in a bikini on their porch.
The
Theoretically,
college
yes.
guys in their shorts and flip flops that still
Yeah.
walk to class like that in
Yep.
a foot
Yeah.
of snow. Sometimes they have a hoodie. Not very often though.
Anyway. Yeah, you can get suited up and I suppose start waiting. Or unless there's anything else you want to do.
I feel like Sylvie will definitely keep track of how long Roxy is out based off of this toxin and keep Echo informed of her observations about how Roxy is processing it.
We don't know if this is related to the space rock incident, do we?
We have no idea.
Okay.
It kind of just came out of the blue.
I'm gonna try and feel around for some space rocks.
Okay.
Activate rock sense.
Activate rock powers.
Oh my god, you extend your senses and at least in the immediate vicinity, there you do not pick up on any of those rock vibes that you've had pinged at the museum.
I'm just an earthbender now.
Yes.
Okay.
We're just subtly switching from masks
Mhm,
to Avatar
mhm.
Legends.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
Nobody will notice. It's fine.
Answering that question now, Joe's a firebender. Or maybe an airbender. I'm actually not sure.
He's a wolf bender because the material he
That's just weird.
Oh.
I love that. He tosses wolves around at
His
people.
girlfriend
He'd be a waterbender because werewolves and waterbenders get their power from the moon.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
Does that make
yeah.
him? And I'm guessing Sylvie would also be a waterbender in that situation.
Sylvie's just a bloodbender, not even a waterbender.
Yeah.
She just gets straight to
Bender,
blood.
yeah.
She just went straight to blood.
Mhm.
Roxy's 100% an earthbender.
Oh, I was gonna say
Elena
Elena
does the
Airbender.
space rock part.
Roxy's a metal bender.
Metal bender, yeah.
Mm,
She is
fair
the
argument.
metal.
Anyway,
We're completely off topic.
yes, we are. Like usual.
Woo!
What was that? Shen.
In addition to keeping notes or Sylvie's notes for how long Roxy is out, Cynthia's monitoring for any other changes and trying to also write down every detail she remembers from the actual attempted kidnapping.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Elena's
make some
checking
notes.
windows. I don't think we
of-
have cameras, so
Nope.
she's patrolling inside.
Circling the perimeter.
Yeah, the
Um,
interior perimeter.
Yeah, you can write down
Nervously.
everything you remember, the basic events of like what we sort of went through last week when the attack happened. Several hours go by. Nope. Hey, stop. Lay down. Lay down. Don't wag it.
Fun fact, the first publicly available CCTV system came out in 1949.
We could have one.
So,
Oh,
entirely plausible there would be a camera system that could record approximately 30 minutes of footage at a time.
There we go.
30 minutes.
We definitely would have one
Um,
in the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Penthouse has people change out tapes.
So I'd say you could probably have one here that I guess you could
Probably wouldn't
flip
run all
on.
the time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
flip on when you're here.
Yeah.
But a couple hours pass before Sylvie, you probably notice the toxin sort of diluting and losing its effect. And it's not too much longer before Roxy starts to wake up. And Roxy, you feel very sluggish and disoriented, and your memories are kind of fuzzy. You currently do not have any recollection of what happened. The last thing you remember is leaving Leah at the safe house.
Mm-hmm. And I can see where I am and everything.
You wake up and you are handcuffed and in a cell in a warehouse, and you can probably see everyone else is in costume currently on the other side of the cell door.
So what is the makeup of the cell?
Likely 3 walls are concrete and the front is bars.
So Roxy just starts going, no, 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 no. And then she just gets up and runs full bore into the cement wall.
And you bounce off because you currently don't have access to your powers.
Get up and do it again.
No, don't.
Just, it's almost compulsive. Just get out, get out, get out.
I should have predicted this, but
Yep. I still don't know if it's real Roxy or brainwash Roxy. though.
I'd say probably at this point, with the amount of time she's done it, I don't know if your nose is totally broken, but I feel like at this point you probably have like a bloody
there's
nose.
bloody and
Sylvie
she's been
is-
trying to
face,
punch
blood,
it. She's
gushing
got
That makes
her
me
nose
think-
split open and
the repeated running into the wall though would probably make Cynthia think that she still is under control though.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem.
I mean, is Roxy saying anything while she's doing this?
no, 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 no. She's just saying no, 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 no,
Okay.
over and over again.
Are there any plants?
Pheromone her maybe?
Yep. That is probably what happened.
There are no plants in here. So
Then
what are
it's gonna
you?
be pheromones.
Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this?
This is great.
I feel like Roxy, I think it makes most sense to have you roll to take a powerful blow.
Sure. Ooh.
Remember, that's going to be plus conditions you currently have marked.
And I want low. Well,
Yep.
that's
Yes.
unfortunate for me. I got a 10.
Ooh.
Right. On a 10 plus, so
Mm.
you choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose
She's
control of
probably gonna-
yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I mean, it's funny if I lose control of my powers.
But you
But
can't really
probably
do that with
dangerous
the.
for others, and the cuffs are on, so I'm gonna go with pass out.
Okay. I think just
She's
the
hit
mental
her head too many times.
state she's in, and hitting her head, and the blood loss, and then just the wave of pheromones is all of this is so overwhelming that she just kind of like crumples to the ground and is unconscious again.
Okay.
Sylvie.
Might want to try this outside of the cell.
Yeah. Sylvie's
You-
also gonna heal her. From
Are the monitors
Okay.
anywhere near the Roxy cage? Because Elena's been watching monitors and patrolling inside.
I mean, the warehouse isn't so big that you wouldn't know what was
Okay.
going on.
She would hear things and go investigate. Okay.
Yeah. And I imagine and Roxy was not being quiet,
No, she
so
into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
you can head over.
If you need to take extra energy for it, I don't mind.
I mean, Sylvie's fine taking her own energy right now. She has, I would assume, enough to heal
Yeah, this isn't
face wounds.
it's a lot more like superficial surface damage.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Rather than like there's nothing super life threatening that's happened yet, so it's easy enough to
She'll pull if
get her
she
fixed
needs more right now, but right now she doesn't. Or in
Reset
future,
the
but-
nose before you heal it, though.
Yes.
You just
No
start
accidental
healing.
nose jobs today.
I'm sure Cynthia like tells
Yeah.
Sylvie before it happens.
You just start healing and it goes just straight back on.
Cynthia probably resets it and while you get ready
Yeah.
to heal it.
You could do that.
Oh.
Moving her out of the cell, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yes.
once she's healed, probably if there's a cot anywhere in the warehouse, or maybe if there's one in the cell,
Probably.
dragging
There's
it out.
either
into,
one like put away or in the cell that you can assemble and set up.
dragging it into the middle of the most open space possible. Still keeping her cuffed because that's probably not going to go over well, but also collateral damage. It's probably an all hands on deck thing if we want to keep her in one place without hurting her.
Yeah.
Are we able to? I don't know. Communicate with her once she wake up again.
Maybe.
If we
I
take
don't
her
know.
out and she's restrained, I think that's still going to be an issue.
Yeah, but if she's not restrained and she's still under their control, we fight her to a standstill? We can. But
Well, she has the cuffs aren't broken or anything, right?
No.
Do somebody wait in here with her? So when she wakes up, there's at least a person she can see.
I mean, we took her out of the
we're
cell.
taking her out of the cell.
Okay. Yeah.
Just leaving the cuffs on.
So, yeah, just going over to wait, being ready to try and stop her from hurting herself again.
Okay.
Also feeling very guilty.
Sylvie feels very guilty that she just dosed her again. With
Knocked
Fair
her
enough.
out.
The sleep cycle is much shorter this time because it's not chemically induced. So maybe like another hour and a half passes before Roxy starts to wake up. And Roxy, you find yourself on. Yeah, you're probably hurt. You probably ache a little bit, even though everything's healed up. Probably, you slammed into a wall several times.
She hasn't had a headache in a year, and now
No,
she
she does.
feels like
Yep.
she smashed her head into a concrete wall. So
Weird.
Yeah.
But
Funny
when
how that
you-
happens.
When you open your eyes, you find yourself on a cot, and you're no longer in the cell. You are in a warehouse, and you still have handcuffs on. And you see
My head hurts. What
you
happened?
see Echo and Valkyrie and Easy Living.
Why? Why do I have cuffs on?
What's the last thing you remember?
We were at Leah's place, and then I had a really bad dream.
You remember anything about guys in masks?
What
No.
was the dream?
That I was back at the hairspray factory, and I was trying to get out, but I couldn't.
I owe you an apology for that.
It wasn't the
I-
hairspray factory.
Also owe you an apology for that.
Why? What did you do?
You might have started panicking and I might have pheromoned you briefly.
You were probably panicking because we put you in a holding cell.
I
Which-
don't like cells.
I know, and I'm sorry, but no, I am sorry. The reason I did that was because we didn't know if you were still under the control of the people who tried to kidnap you, which I'm assuming you don't remember.
What happened?
We left Leah's place, and there were men well, first there was smoke and then there were men. And they said a word and a series of numbers to you, which I'm frankly afraid to repeat.
Okay.
And you just started walking towards them.
I don't remember that.
As this is being recounted to you, you still don't remember exactly what happened, but there is a sense of familiarity in what's being recounted.
That's weird. I feel like I dreamed about that before.
Given that there's a code word and a protocol, I think it's fair to assume this may have happened before.
What? How I don't understand how that works.
I don't fully understand it either. They said some words and some numbers, and you were just gone.
What the fuck?
My best guess, something they did to you at the hairspray factory. Implanted codes or something. If they were trying to turn people into weapons, for instance.
Like Rampage said.
We
Sorry.
destroyed the
That's-
factory. What?
The
If
factory
Rampage
was a
was
front.
Yeah, if Rampage was part of a secret thing, she definitely knew something was going on. So it also kind of makes sense they have sleeper agents like Spy.
We gotta find Rampage then.
We don't know if it's the same group, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was related.
She might at least know something because she was a part of the experiments.
Do we have a way to contact her still or no?
She is somewhere in the vicinity of the warehouse district.
We saw her once in like August and we hadn't seen her
On a
again.
beach.
And she hasn't seen us in months. Which is another problem.
I don't think she had a communicator at all. We can,
She was in contact with Cynthia's people, supposedly.
yeah,
You could follow up with that and see if she actually did make contact.
but even worse is possibly not so secret identities are compromised.
They knew where we were, out of costume.
How did they
These-
know where we were?
We don't know.
There's
Then-
no trackers, so it's not like they're following you with the robots.
Well, they always kind of knew my identity because I was in the hairspray factory, or at least my face.
The
That's
other
fair.
thing is, you were caught outside of a very specific location.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not us who has a tracker, but Leah? And they know. Could they
Well,
have
maybe
made
they
the
found
assumption
Leah.
that you
Oh, maybe they were coming
helped
for
her?
Leah. And then I just got
Or your mask?
If
Snoops.
they were specifically there for Leah, then
They
I don't
wouldn't
think
have
they would have had a
activated-
code word for
No,
They would have
I meant
knocked out the both of
specifically,
you.
was Calamity associated with Leah in any
Mhm.
way, shape, or form, and they used Leah as bait?
Or did they
don't
want to
know.
use Calamity to take Leah?
I think they weren't after Calamity.
maybe
If
they
they
were
were
after
after
Leah and then they just ran
Roxy.
into me and they were like, oh, let's try this. I don't know.
It seemed too coordinated for that. They were waiting for us to leave. If they wanted Leah, it would have been easier to just.
Take her because she has the bracelets on all
I
the
was
time.
just
Why
She's been
wouldn't
here
they
for 2
just-
months.
Why
They
wouldn't they
would've-
just take her when we
no,
left
it's not.
them?
I don't think they wanted Leah. I think they were using Leah as bait if they had made a
catch you
connection
or
between
Echo
Leah and one of us, potentially Roxy and or Calamity.
We gotta
They might
find the
not
hairspray
know.
people because if they know my identity and they're following me and then they're making connections, then everybody's at risk.
gonna die.
Well, we told Tony to get the Roxy out as quickly as possible, just in case she is also a target. Uncle Paulie is probably gonna be fine. Same with your
Yeah, I was about to say, we definitely
parents.
invoked use of Uncle Paulie and all connections that
And
came
all of his
therefore with
really
him.
good law connections.
The plant connections and the werewolf law connections.
Yes.
He doesn't
those
do werewolf
connections.
But
Maybe he
Yeah.
knows some werewolves that could help.
maybe. And on the topic of werewolves, Joe is on his way back, maybe. We talked to a stepdad.
Yes.
Really, Mr. Boone.
Boone would like a cracker, please.
He would. Hattie's asleep, so she doesn't get one.
Hattie's always asleep.
I'm the people who had Leah. I'm not
How big,
entirely convinced they were the same people who had Roxy.
but how big of a mess
How
was
deep
it
does
when
this go?
you extracted Leah? It was more so, was there enough of a ruckus that it would have made other people notice?
That is worrying because if they knew that we, in costume, took Leah, then they know our identities.
Or at least,
But if they
At
know
least
my
mine.
if they know my face, they might have already seen us together. And like maybe I don't know, thought about it.
Well, we have to account for all possibilities. And Cynthia just pulls over a fucking corkboard and starts writing things on paper. Is there like I don't know what series it's from, but that meme with the guy with the string board?
Always Sunny.
Is that,
Yes.
do we have that set up here? Yes.
Yes.
We have it in all of the bases
Pepe
at this
Silva.
point.
We always have red yarn specifically for this reason.
Yes, this is
Who
true.
is Pepe Silva?
We have specifically taught the plants how to make little red vines
I
in the,
love it.
in the penthouse at this point, so they
Yarn
can
They
make
drive the
giant
stick with
horses.
their own
The
Yes.
plants make the connections for us. We get back
Yes.
on another day. It's just
Yes.
new connection. We're like,
Like,
The plant is they're doing undercover work for us now.
Elena's gonna go
I
check
mean-
the cameras.
Detective Underbrush is on the case.
Go scope out the cameras while we're
yeah,
Plotting.
so one of the things is accelerant, one is hairspray people, one is normal. Line to Leah there. It might all be the same thing, but it also might not.
Is this a situation where we can start thinking about eliminating people?
Not yet.
Okay. I just
Sylvie definitely thought of something else when you said eliminating people. But
but like if they do we have a way to wipe people's memories? Because like if they know who we are and
Mhm.
like we can't just let them go.
the portal guy might.
Right.
technically
Now we
doesn't
gotta ask
remember
the
any of
portal
that.
guy with the whip sword.
Time
But
to team
help.
up with the villain. Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
We're gonna have to put him on the board.
Puts him on the board.
see, we just
Portal
shut them
guy.
through.
Above the table, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is the sword whip guy?
Oh my god. We did make a
a
rule that there would only be hot villains. So
Wait, does that mean Pasta
He's-
Guy was also hot?
I was about to
Oh,
say, are
no.
we really qualifying Pastacoli as hot?
Pastacoli is not hot.
Pastacholi didn't even qualify as a dangerous foe, so
He threw linguini. I think it's fine.
Limp linguini.
you do know that Portal
al
Guy
dente.
does wear 3-piece suits, so
That
Yeah.
doesn't make him hot. That just makes him.
That just means
Able to
we're
afford
stealing his
suits.
clothing.
That's
That
true.
does not mean anything.
But 3-piece suits do make people hotter than they were before. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're hot. They might still be so low on the
3-piece
scale
suits
that
are an
You gotta-
improvement.
you get
Right,
a plus
they improve
3
anybody.
hotness modifier.
Right. Yes, it gives up. But that means nothing if we've got -5. So you know.
Sylvie is still probably going to steal a suit.
I respect
this.
it.
Fine.
Gotta find him first.
I mean,
We will.
Sylvie does not need a +3 modifier in hot, but
I mean, I think the fact that she stole it makes it a +4.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, I
Fine.
think that the football team would just combust when they saw her, though. Like, that would just happen. Tony possibly, too.
Oh my god.
Tony was already struggling. Anyway.
he was on the verge,
tried
anyways.
really hard. Anyway. You can have your
Making the-
quote board.
Conspiracy theory board.
After like 10 to 15 minutes passed with Roxy being normal, Cynthia's gonna decuff her.
Roxy has been spending the last 10 minutes trying to blow all the blood out of her nose. Like the dried blood from when she ran into the...
That's
Quite gross.
Do we have something like cotton we could stick in her ears? Wouldn't be very helpful if we were all trying to fight as a team, but then maybe she wouldn't hear activate evil Roxy, you know?
Right, time for the team to learn sign language. Let's go.
It's a possibility.
Because if we have to engage with them, that might be something.
How do you
Something.
deprogram somebody whose brain got programmed?
I
Let's
think
talk
you
to
have to know how they were programmed first.
You could probably talk to Grandpa Les. He might know.
Why would Grandpa Les know that?
Because he's therapist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I suppose that tangentially is related because they rewire brains, I guess, sort of.
Does also know a telepath, but
Yeah, we do.
Also true.
There's
Haven't
one
gotten
in the
there.
room, but
There's
it's
probably
fine.
some kind of
Nope.
Fae ability too that could do it if Sylvie really wanted to go back to the Fae
We could.
dimension.
Right now, I can only easily talk to one person, but we could practice with the telepathy.
Can you
See if I
scan
can-
brains? Is that a thing that science can do?
My,
Mm,
Jenna,
Googling.
low-key trying to figure out when brain scans were a thing.
it's a good question.
I'm on it. It
It
does use radio waves.
Yeah.
Tangibly, it's related.
I
to
mean,
the
Sylvie's
radar.
kind of scanned your brain, but
So,
I
like,
mean,
if you could
not
scan my
in-depthly.
brain when the
Nope.
thing, the words get said, and maybe keep the cuffs on me, then maybe Sylvie could try to figure out how to unhook that connection in my brain.
a lot of
That's
Sylvie,
too
but-
risky, because if we
Are
can't
you
do it,
sure?
we have to knock you out.
I
That
really
is
don't
dangerous.
like this.
if it's a mental thing, I could try.
Maybe you both could, work together.
What
with
if
the
we start
scanning
with?
and the unhooking thing?
Could
We
we,
could
put you
start-
back in the room while we do it, just in case?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we put the
I just
cuffs
don't-
on,
I don't want to
Mm.
wake up in there. I don't like that.
okay.
That will minimize damage.
But if the cuffs are on, then there shouldn't be damage. I think between the three of us, we can probably stop you from doing anything destructive to yourself or others when you don't have your powers.
Right. I just think that it would be important because we don't know if we leave here, if they followed us, and then they're just going to do the thing with my brain again. And then I'll be a liability.
Maybe we try with
A
cotton in
problem.
ear and say it, and then see if we can do the brain thing. If it doesn't work with the cottons, then
Earplugs or something.
we have a temporary solution. And if
Or
it
like
does, well,
wax.
then now we know it doesn't work, and we can try the brain wiggling.
They
Simple solutions first.
They have earplugs by this time.
Yeah, we're gonna-
You could get earplugs.
Yeah.
Probably.
We're gonna check the base to see if we have anything that could, well, not base, the warehouse, see if it has anything that could be used as earplugs.
Elena's gonna do another perimeter check.
Are there explosives in the base? Because won't there be ear combinations for some
Hey, that's-
explosives?
I was going to say that's one way to get rid of hearing.
I mean, there's like a couch or something we could
Just
rip
puncture her
stuffing out of
eardrums.
it.
It's fine. Roxy doesn't
I
need
was
to hear.
thinking most of the time you do have some kind of ear protection that comes with explosives. Not we're gonna break Roxy's eardrums.
Yeah, I know
Although
what you...
they'll just heal again once you take the cuffs off, so it's kind of
Yeah.
futile. In theory.
There's probably something you could make shift into a potential set of earplugs. Just find something to stuff in her ears.
If only like a fistful of medical wipes and a rubber glove.
Yeah.
We use the wax in the ears method from the Odyssey.
Yeah.
We find something, I suppose.
There's something.
Hand it over to Roxy. If you're ready,
Puts it in there until she can't hear.
I'm going to put the
Sit.
cuffs back on her. Okay,
You're back on Roxy.
cuffs
Make sure
back on.
Earplugs are in.
Earplugged.
Should we levitate her so she doesn't try and run off?
We communicate that to Roxy.
Oh, yeah,
She's got earplugs in.
All right, do the charades for me.
Elena will. She'll just like stand in front of Roxy and point to her, and then just like lift herself up, and then point back to Roxy, and then she'll put herself
Elena's
down
really good at this game.
and lift Roxy up.
And then I imagine Cynthia just go telepathically to Roxy, like, we're gonna use gravity to lift you up, okay?
Just for demonstrating.
Cynthia
Let's
cheats
this
at this
play out
game.
All of these things.
Yes,
are
she
true.
does.
That's why we can't play charades.
You can only play charades when Cynthia does not have telepathy.
We also can't play
So we would have the
Battleship
plants
without then.
forming words in the background. She does not quite get charades at all.
The team plays charades, but it's just them all cheating at charades.
Except for Roxy, who's just legitimately trying because she hasn't figured out how to use her powers to cheat.
Oh
Okay.
So levitating, earplugs in.
Mm-hmm.
Before Cynthia says any words, Sylvie will attempt to start looking at Roxy's brain and seeing if there's any change in brain activity or anything like that when that word gets utilized, if she hears it even.
Interesting. Go ahead and roll to
Blondie.
unleash your powers for me.
A second, I need to look at things.
I like
Now
this.
inventing CAT scan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We invented the
Sylvie promotes the
MRI.
first MRI and
It's the FRI.
Yes.
Save scan.
Here's Kit.
Hi. I love Blondie.
Would be an 11.
As
Ooh,
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
you do it.
And I hate you.
She's so round. I love her.
Alrighty. You it's like
She's looking
you're
around.
visually like looking at like scanning Roxy's brain, but then also you just have these like meters and graphs like off to the side that are just like tracking brain activity. It's really wild.
The multiple screens.
Like,
we
jeez.
scan it with science, we scan it with magic.
You got a Zoom call over here and a Wikipedia over here.
Yes.
Flow chart over there. Bar graph.
Just imagine the overlay from Tartarus Gate, and that's like your
Yeah.
vision.
She's got that like going on in her
Yeah.
mind.
Yep.
And thus did the mind palace of the Fae expand exponentially.
Oh my god.
Oh no, what have we
Okay,
done?
So you've got that
Joe's
going
gonna
on.
be so
and then-
upset.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cynthia's making notes. Test 1. Unit 5214. Conduct Protocol Omega 14.
Almost immediately, Roxy's demeanor shifts. Sylvie, you can see that the brain activity that was occurring, I want to say flatlines. That's not the right word, because it like stabilizes at a consistent level.
No thoughts, head
Um,
empty.
where it's like it's registering like inputs and ready to take action, but is much more focused than the normal human brain would be.
Mhm.
She's
And I'd say probably it's a very strange sensation, but you can tell that Roxy is trying to move forward but can't actually do anything because cuffs and being
Walking in the
levitated
air.
in the air. Yeah, but
Yeah.
basically, like just
That's how
walking in place while
you,
hovering.
You keep Roxy contained as you just float her in the air because she can't use her super strength on the air.
Her weakness is anti-gravity. While this is happening, while Sylvia's scanning her and Elena's got levitated, Cynthia's gonna start with just like a mental skim to see if there are memories there or thoughts there at all.
I think really what you get is just you don't really, I think you really just get like pick up on a need to fulfill whatever this protocol is. And from what you can initially tell, it is kind of the equivalent of return to base.
Okay.
Yeah, no one.
Does she get a sense of location from that? Like even a vague direction that Roxy should be going from this location?
No, it's a lot more less like analytical and kind of more like feeling sensation based. Like I need to be going in this direction, but like as far as you can tell, that is just going towards the door of the warehouse. So it doesn't really doesn't have like a definitive endpoint.
Got it.
That you can like pick up on.
Is it?
There's probably one in there somewhere, but it's not like I need to go to
Address.
I need to go to address or like restaurant on 52nd Street. It's like I need to go to base. I know where base is, but
so it's kind of
concrete associated
like
with that.
right now step-by-step process that first I would need to exit this building.
Yeah, essentially.
Situation.
From like surface level aspect.
Is there any way I can try to dig deeper, see if I can find the source of any of this?
Sure. Go ahead and roll to unleash your powers.
Roll for insanity.
Hope you have
Roll for
laudanum.
falling into the mental plane.
Now Roxy's the brain parasite.
Okay. No, that's a 3.
Yeah, you're
Rough.
not really sure.
Has potential again.
Is
I am advancing this track too quickly.
you're not really sure what else is going on with that. Just seems very like single-minded in the action that she needs to take.
I'm getting a need to follow the protocol. Seems like some kind of need to return to somewhere. You getting anything, Sylvie? Or well, she would have said, "Are you getting anything, Valkyrie?" Because we don't know what's going on with Roxy.
It seems like she's very singularly focused. Her normal levels of activity, from what I would assume when she was bantering with us, are completely stabilized and at a singular level. No spikes, none of that.
She's wearing earplugs. Goddamn. Okay. Cynthia makes a note of that.
Yeah.
Hey, pheromoner again?
Yep. Sylvie definitely still says I'm sorry before she does it, but she does pheromone Roxy again.
Roxy falls over onto the anti-gravity where she's just floating.
Yeah. Roxy goes unconscious. You can set her back down on the cot and wait for her to wake up.
Shit. I'm gonna take the earplugs out while she's unconscious because that's clearly not effective.
We know those don't work.
Okay.
Figure out where in my brain the connection is.
You're still
Aren't you
asleep.
unconscious?
Oh,
You're unconscious.
sleeping, damn it. This is the
Do
most
you?
Roxy slept in forever.
Do we know where in brain the connection is?
Did I get a sense of that?
Just as far as like if there was a singular location to dig deeper, that'd be where it is, or like this is specifically where something was implanted, or is that what you're going for?
I'm gonna pass that to Maria. I'm not sure what the initial intention was.
We just want to know where the connection is to disconnect it, right?
Were there any parts of
Okay.
her brain showing also more like increased function in relation to others when I was scanning it and she was under control?
Yes, the executive functioning part of her brain. That would be the frontal lobe.
Yeah,
So the solution is simple: lobotomy.
let's go with that.
I didn't really use that part of her brain anyways.
I don't know brain stuff, but it's not like abnormal levels.
Nothing abnormal.
As far as the connection point, you didn't really detect any like singular point.
Some spy shit.
But while you ponder that, Joe's on a road trip.
He's having the best day of his life. Meanwhile, Roxy's whole life is falling apart.
Is there anything like any specific scenes or conversations you want to have while on the road back towards Halcyon?
I do have a few.
Okay.
And as much as I love the CSI music going on here,
Yeah, I'm changing it.
On the road again. See, I can just do the music for you. It's great.
That's too dramatic.
We're
Oh
all
my
gonna
God.
sing.
Oh,
What are we singing?
no.
I don't know. Pick
we
a
all
song.
sing different songs.
Yep.
Yes. Make it awful.
I need the moods. Oh, this one maybe. Let's try this. Nope.
Vaporwave.
We'll start with that anyway.
Yeah.
This one might be a little bit better.
So I had a few ideas for scenes that probably happen at odd intervals throughout the next few days.
Okay.
The first one definitely is actually pretty shortly into the trip, as Joe is sort of driving through like the outskirts of Window Rock. I feel like he would, after calming down a bit and not just crying all the freaking time, this has just been an emotional roller coaster for him, I think he would ask, so are we picking anyone up?
It'd
You
probably
said
be-
you've got friends, right?
I do. And it'd probably be a good idea to see if some of them are available. I don't know if they'd be able to drop everything right away, but could at least have a conversation and see if they would be interested and they can join us at a later time.
Do we need to stop anywhere for that, or do you know their numbers?
I've got their phone numbers, so that'd probably be quickest rather than dropping by unannounced. So, and
All
it's fairly easy to find a payphone, so you can pull over and he can get out and get on the phone.
Yeah. After taking care of that, Joe will just passingly mention that he promised to call Tallulah every night.
Eugene is not surprised by that at all. I was like, okay. It's understandable.
Then after, I would think a few hours into the trip, Joe would be like, Okay, I think we're clear of any potentially prying eyes here. Thistle, you care to introduce yourself?
Sure. And then she appears on the dashboard. And Eugene lets out like a small, low whistle and will lean forward to kind of inspect her a little bit. And she kind of just makes a face and takes a step back. And Eugene says, "Nice to meet you, I suppose." She says, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah. So, Thistle was the passenger I was telling you about from the little outside the world trip.
So she came back with you from wherever you went?
Apparently. Were you also tagging along with me and I just didn't notice going back, Thistle?
I mean, I went over there with you in the first place. So I was with you when Roxy did her whole thing again.
Okay.
We came back.
And I'm just wondering if maybe you would have wound up with somebody else if you'd gone in on your own or with somebody else.
I'm not sure, possibly, but I may have had a little more. Dimensional travel is not a perfect science, but I may have. I think I might have a little more control even when it's moving through portals that I didn't necessarily create.
Okay. By Roxy, she's referring to my teammate Calamity. She's got super strength, I think. It's complicated. She's kind of just generally a little weird.
Okay. I'm sort of getting the sense that a lot of what you've been involved in is you consider weird.
Yeah, that's not a bad guess. It's only really ramped up recently, but yeah, it's Halcyon, I guess. Or I don't know, maybe I brought it to Halcyon, apparently.
I think it's unlikely that a single person could have that much of an effect on the general state of a place. Not to say it's not possible, but
I
I think
don't
it's
mean-
likely stuff was going on before you got there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean literally. It's just Joe kind of like sideways glances at Eugene and then turns back to the road. I'm just trying to accept that I've always been this, I guess.
I mean, not always. Just because you have the potential doesn't mean you have to act on it.
I guess.
In an ideal
just-
world, you would have had a choice in the matter. And it's not that. this is necessarily the path that you would have always had to take, but a choice was taken away from you.
Don't take this the wrong way, but is there any way to unchoose this? Like, I had talked with somebody, gosh, over a year ago now. Man, time flies. But I had talked with somebody about finding a cure for this because I thought this was curse or something. But I mean, if this just is what we are,
there are rumors of a way to reverse it, but as far as I know, there's nothing that can easily be found or perfectly concrete to undo the process. There's, I think, with the wide variety of superpowers that exist in the world, there might be someone who could help in that aspect, but I don't have there's not a prescription that you can take that'll neutralize the lycanthropy.
Makes sense, I guess. I'm sorry, these questions must, like, be basic stuff to you. I'm just trying to wrap my head around all this.
I've been living this life for a very long time. And you have been grossly misled and misinformed throughout this whole process, so it's not surprising that you would have a lot of questions. And ideally, all of this would have been part of a larger conversation that could have been had before you got your powers.
I guess werewolves get 2 talks. So is it always like a family thing?
The family unit is what a pack is structured around. Most commonly, the ability and nature is hereditary, but there are cases where it could arise on its own. Someone could just get lucky, and people could leave the pack and go be part of another family that isn't necessarily involved in that aspect of the lifestyle or knowledgeable of it, so it could lead to families not having all the information, which could cause other problems. But it's become the people, so to speak, are diverse.
Random question. If one had a sibling who was a werewolf, would the other sibling potentially also?
They could have the potential. That doesn't necessarily mean it will ever be activated, or they might not have the potential, as you sort of saw with your step siblings, your half siblings and step siblings.
That's right.
Olivia and Alex and Cooper.
Alex and Cooper seemed to think that they had it. I mean, have they already eh? I'm sorry, I don't know what to call it.
Not yet. They're a bit young for the actual ritual changing process, but early on there are some indicators which can make it seem more likely that someone will be able to manifest the ability to change. Those aren't always a guarantee that it's possible, but based on our family structure and other evidence, there's a decent chance that they will also have the power.
I'm guessing less so for Olivia. She seemed a bit more, I don't know, mellow about the whole thing.
She didn't really have strong indicators, but we went through the whole ritual process anyway, just to see what would happen. She was interested in it, but there was no abilities there. That doesn't make her not have a place in the pack or the community, but she just doesn't have the power to change.
Well, that's a change from the Halcyon pack. If you aren't able to change, you aren't considered part of it. I got a term for normal people, Omegas.
It's an outdated and ridiculous ranking system.
Yeah, I'm piecing that together more and more.
I think it would be fun if they called Roxy an Omega.
Just please.
Do it. I want them to do it so bad.
Strong possibility it might happen. Okay. So, I mean, do we have a plan here for when we get back to Halcyon? I mean, I'm fairly certain the pack's going to be watching me closely. I don't know if they'll take kindly to you being around.
They most likely won't, but the idea is to keep a low profile, is to start with, and gather as much information as we can. Gather allies, and start working on a game plan.
I mean, I've got one right now. I'm working with a guy trying to get out of the pack. We've not been having a whole lot of success with that.
It's a start.
I know a few other, we're called deltas, basically like bottom rank in the pack. I know a few others who kinda owe me, I guess. It's a long story.
It's a starting point. I think it'd be good to take stock with your friend who definitely wants out first, get a better sense of the overall picture, and maybe start discreetly conversing with these other individuals.
I need to find him first. And then there's Roscoe.
Roscoe?
I'm gonna take a wild bet and say normal werewolves don't have sires.
Usually that would be contained within your family unit.
Ah,
Be your sire, baby.
well, for the pack, your sire is whatever werewolf bit you and turned you. Roscoe's the one who bit me. He's in kind of a weird situation with the pack. At least from what I can tell.
Okay.
He's one of the betas I was telling you about, the like folks right beneath the alpha. But he's different than the other one I've met. He's not like a psychopath, or at least he isn't actually a psychopath. He just kind of
Pretends to be one.
yeah. I mean, it's not like he has much of a choice. Alpha doesn't really give any of us a choice. But I don't know, I keep on going back and forth on how much I can trust him.
Perhaps that could be a conversation for a later date. Maybe see if you can get an idea of where his true feelings lie. We can figure out whether he might be able to be an ally in all of this. I'm sure as someone who is within the closer ranks of the pack would have a lot of inside information we wouldn't have access to otherwise.
Man, I don't like spy games.
I'm afraid this isn't as simple as a spy game.
Yeah. It's an actual spy stuff that can't mind control you.
I don't know about that. You never know what kind of crazy powers are out there.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, Hecate's got, like, mind-reading powers. Guess that's not too far from just, like, mind control powers.
Just the half step to the left, I guess.
Glad she's one of the good guys. That's probably the extent of, like, the immediate important conversation for the first day.
Okay. Given that, I think it's a good time to take a break, and then we can pick up with the girls. See what their next move is.
Chaos.
Slightly terrified.
Confusion.
Always chaos.
I would like you to. I wish I could be like, hey, do this specific thing, but I'm gonna make you. I would make you roll for it, so I'd just be like, let the dice be in your favor, because I want to spill secrets.
I want to know.
Anyway,
I think Roxy would rather deal with Joe's problems than her own problems right now, to be honest.
Yes.
Be careful
Oh.
what you wish for.
when you wake up again, you can decide whether
Which he's...
to
I
keep
feel like we
pursuing
can-
this or be like, I want to go talk to Henri.
That sounds like a terrible idea when we have a wanted team member right
it's
now
a great idea.
that can potentially track her using
What
Lord
could
knows
go,
what.
what could possibly go wrong?
A lot.
a lot.
A lot of things.
So many
Nah.
things.
What?
Many things.
Anyway, we'll be back here in a few minutes.
with you. Under streetlights, right next to the skyline, with you. Yeah, I've been a cynic for so many of my days. Now you just my makeup believer out of me, 'cause you look so pretty in the sunrise, and somehow now everything is alright. I feel like every word is so translucent, so real. Oh, won't you tell me how you do it? Now I'm high, but the buzz in the room, surrounded by people I couldn't care, yeah, but nobody but you. Sway, move me now, baby, dance, give into the moment. With you, under streetlights, right next to the skyline, with you.
Joe will wander to the front of the clinic, and I'm gonna see what I can smell.
Secretary calls the police because some weirdo is just sniffing their front door.
This giant guy is just in front of our clinic sniffing the pavement. I don't know what's going on.
I love it.
Go ahead and unroll. Roll to unleash your powers.
Okay. Since I have just been rolling like crap, I want a quick vote here. Which out of these 4 dice do I use?
The ones that roll bad.
Use the purple one.
Purple one. Okay.
And the one furthest to the right.
My right or your right?
Pick
This
one.
guy?
Yes, that one.
Okay. See what happens. Look at that -2.
I love this for all of us.
Do I?
Okay.
Snake eyes? Wow, I can't talk today.
Not snake eyes. It's a 3. -2 is a 1. Good news is I just cleared my potential track.
Hey!
Yeah, you are not. Maybe you pick up. I think you think you have something. And you bend over to get closer and you realize it's just the smell of dog piss.
God.
Nope, that's not it.
And then I think because you're just being kind of weird about it, the front door to the clinic opens and this woman sticks her head out. Not Rebecca.
Oh no.
Cynthia would recognize this as like one of the medical secretaries. And she just is kind of like huddled behind the door. Like,
Oh.
can I help you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Have you seen a key? Like a house key? I was walking around here the other day and I feel like I dropped my key.
No, we haven't seen one. No one's turned one in.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to freak you out. Bye. Just walks away quickly. And I feel like Joe would add, for the record, I'm not really comfortable with lying.
After the third or fourth time we have done it here, it's just kind of getting used to it. Maybe when we go home, I could commit myself to a life of crime. She's just gonna laugh.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I didn't like tricking you.
Hmm.
I also didn't like tricking Sylvie, but she's terrifying, so feelings are still weird there.
the sense of more bigger sense of self-preservation around her sometimes.
I'll be honest, I don't know how you just trust her so easily.
Because she's pretty.
When you feel like it's over and nothing else matters, I know you feel so divided. Pick yourself up again and you better start walk, girl. Open up your step, hear you talk, girl. You have come too far to give it up now, even though it seems there's no way out. Take a look in the mirror now, what do you see? You can be anything you want to be, you know. You will never be alone. Girl, go make your move. There's nothing left to prove. I know that you will find your love again. Don't be ashamed to cry. Hold your head up high. I know that love will save the day. Love will When you feel like you're stranded at the edge of the world, I know you've been taken for granted. Give some love to yourself and you better start walk, girl. Open up your step and hear you talk, girl. You have come too far to give it up now, even though it seems there's no way out. Take a look in the mirror now, what do you see? You can be anything you want to be. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got. Sometimes life will push you down, make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes, get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. 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 Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got.
Excellent. Let's say probably another, I don't know, hour, 2 hours passes before Roxy wakes up again. And you're back to normal.
So earplugs don't work.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Sorry.
Did you figure out where in my brain?
No. All that I could find was that you had an impulse to follow the protocol, and the protocol seemed to be going back to some sort of base. Probably to wherever those people are now.
Maybe we should enact the protocol and you guys should follow me to find out where the base is.
But how can we discreetly do that? Because
I
they
think
at least
that
know Echo,
Yeah.
or at least know you a civilian. They may not have made the connection,
I
but
don't necessarily like that idea, putting you in their control. But
yeah, and we don't know if we can
theoretically, I can be small enough to do so.
knock you out to get you out
could be a
fast
glitter
enough.
mouse in my pocket, and then you could pheromone me
I
before we
was
get to the
thinking
place.
something significantly smaller than a mouse.
Okay, a bug, a glitter bug.
Sure.
Glitter
Yes.
bug.
Later,
Dance.
bugs. Boom, boom, boom.
Remember what happened the last time you tried to turn into a bug?
Huh.
Yeah, no, I definitely remember last time what happened when I tried to turn into a bug. That's why we test me turning into a bug before we enact said plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think perhaps if we're going to enact something like this, we should wait till we have all hands on deck.
I would appreciate having a tracker back
Yeah.
on the off chance that there is something that disables us when we get there.
The extra manpower wouldn't go amiss.
Also true.
Do we even want to risk it before we have the full team?
No,
Because if we lose Roxy, like you can track her, but
I'd rather not risk it before.
I
We
wouldn't.
can make sure we know what we're getting into.
We can just always try to have protection detail.
Buddy system.
Yup.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have better answers for you.
Well, there's not much we can do right now.
You should call Leah to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, if they
She
If they
didn't
just-
see. She wasn't. You guys left, closed the door, and then the whole thing happened.
I don't necessarily think she's involved, but I think that Sylvie raises a good point that she could be involved.
Yeah. But if she's not involved, then she was just used as unintentional bait. Like she didn't know. A bunch of soldiers showing up out of nowhere probably scared the bejesus out of her.
If she saw them.
You can just call and tell her to stay put. And give no do the she has a communicator.
She does.
Can they track location?
I don't think that's one of their functionalities. Mainly because I'm not sure if the tech exists.
But if she's in on
Probably not
it,
with
maybe
these,
she
'cause
could.
It's largely what, radio waves? Because they're
Radio
basically
waves.
like walkie talkies.
Yeah.
You can do it like radar and ping it off of. Go somewhere else to call her in case she is actually involved, and the communicator we call her on isn't here where Roxy is.
That's a good idea. Maybe in that case it should be one of you two. Since
I
she
can
knows who
get-
we are.
I can get far and well,
I can
Get
just fly
far.
up.
yeah, I was about to say both of us can get out of location really quick and be air displace from where we
Yeah.
called last.
I like it.
I don't know if Sylvie actually has talked to her at all. So
I don't think so.
Sylvie,
don't think she knows who
Sylvie
I
has never
She was
met Leah.
in civilian mode at the party.
Yep. And we determined I was nowhere near you guys at the party. So yeah, I don't think it should probably not be me
I
then.
Just pop out really quick and do a loop around a building.
Mhm.
That way we can also see what's going on up
Yes.
there really quickly. Because
You
the bike
safe?
hasn't seen anything, but
I feel like we would have heard if the bike saw something.
it likes to bark
Might
now.
start barking.
Woof, woof.
Also, I'm pretty sure someone would be screaming.
Bite marks.
Yeah.
Screaming
Alright.
about a bike barking at them.
Well, I think calling from somewhere that's not here, that's difficult to track, would be good. Because if she's not involved, then at least we can tell if she's safe or not.
Mhm.
If she is involved, we might throw them off the scent. Call from the top of Rook Labs.
Yes.
They could be behind it too. Who knows?
There's all kinds of people who don't like us that could be behind it.
The
I think
world's
your
out to get
first
us.
instinct, though, is the hairspray factory is a good guess. We should try to find Rampage, and then I should have coffee with Henry, because I said I would do that.
Mhm.
That worries me.
Why does it worry you?
What if you're out with Henry and they find you?
Well, one of you could come with.
You'd also probably have to have somebody watching from a rooftop, maybe, because the darts.
Long range sucks.
Yeah.
Did you notice anything else they had equipped with them beyond the darts?
Did I?
I mean, they had smoke bombs. But
Smoke bombs.
aside from that, there's a good chance they were armed, but you're not sure
We
the
don't know. So
extent of
Cynthia
what those
did get shot. Like
I
actually
did get shot in the
Yeah.
arm. That's true.
Mhm.
So at least basic guns.
What do I know what
And-
kind of wound I healed when I healed Cynthia's arm from that, by the way?
Gunshot.
It was a gunshot.
So okay, so
And it was like-
because
it
I knew you
wasn't,
weren't
like-
sure what kind of projectile they were firing.
I imagine we would have had to remove the projectile from her arm to heal her arm.
Well, I was
So
thinking
it
was
more
through
because
You got
through.
grazed.
you
Oh,
got
through and through.
Yeah,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
you were able to avoid the blow, so it basically nicked you, but didn't do any
Alright.
lasting damage. So
Yeah, I just didn't remember
Has-
if we determined if it was a solid projectile or like a beam of some sort last session. Because I didn't think you were sure what you wanted.
it was a solid projectile. I think from the inspecting the wound,
Mhm.
If it was
tell
a
it was a bullet.
laser, would it have cauterized or something?
Eventually.
I don't remember how bullet wounds work. Because don't they leave a little bit of a burn mark? But
Yeah, depending on how close the bullet is.
How close you were.
Yeah.
okay.
You would have
There
to
would
be
have been
pretty
there'd be a noticeable
Yeah.
difference between something that was like a laser beam versus a bullet.
Yes, there would be.
laser would probably cauterize.
Mhm. So, yeah, at least know some of what they have in their kit.
Yeah.
We don't. I guess we don't have to check up on her. We can just assume everything is. She has a way to contact us, so.
That's true.
And if she call, I can just go and answer
Yeah.
it.
Okay. It's probably the safer option. It's probably worth asking Rampage if anything she was around involved that kind of mental conditioning.
Do you have a way of contacting her? It was through your contacts that they.
Mainly through my contacts. I don't have a direct line.
Yeah.
We put the feelers out.
Yeah.
I mean, could ask the bike the last known location of the two of them, but to take me there. But I doubt they're still there after
No.
2
like,
months.
Been many months.
Yeah.
We saw her in August, maybe? Just by
Yeah.
chance?
on a beach.
After she cracked the front door of a cosmetic store.
If I were them, I'd be moving regularly.
They might not even be in
Yes.
Halcyon anymore.
But we can still put out feelers, see what
Yeah.
turns up.
Meanwhile, somebody has to stay with Roxy at all times.
Yeah. Buddy system.
Mhm. And
We have a
I'll
way of-
practice getting very small.
Fair.
Do we have a way of contacting Tony?
We did, presuming he was in the same range, but
We can
If
try.
he's still in the
see how far
city,
he is.
yes. If he's outside of the city, no. What do you want to talk to him about?
Just to see if he's okay.
Fair.
Make sure he got not Roxy.
Okay. So we have options. We could check with Leah, see if she's okay. We should check with Tony, just to speak in case we can contact him. We need to see if we can get in touch with Rampage. I can take care of that one. And aside from that, guess we're waiting for Joe.
His stepdad said a few days.
Can probably keep this under wraps for that long at least. Maybe.
I suppose I can take Tony if Elena wants to potentially check with Leah. I don't if she has been affected by something. A, it's better to see a familiar face, and B, if she's allied against us in some unknowing way, shape, or form, it's better to keep one of us under wraps.
She still has communicator. I'll just fly a couple blocks away and call her. Probably check the radio and see if any news is out of identities being dropped or anything.
I'd like to. I don't know where we put it, but the syringe that was in Roxy's neck originally with the knockout thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go take a look at that.
Okay. Just like the general construction.
Yeah, starting with it.
It is basically sort of the appearance of a dart, but at the end has a cylindrical tube similar to what like immunization vials look, how those look.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Don't suppose we're looking enough for this to be brand named.
no.
That would be funny.
Rick Labs.
Oh, man.
That would be too easy.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any of the whatever chemical was in there left in the tube itself?
You might be able to extract some drops.
Right. Cynthia's kind of looking at it. Says, at some point, I'd like to get this to a chem lab. Hecate's got one. I did not take that in the upgrades for the base, so it does not help.
If I go to call Leah, I can drop it off.
I also may or may not have access to one.
I'm in Gaston, it wouldn't be unusual.
Know if you guys know where Hecate's base is.
No, mine is not a Hecate at all.
You gonna take it to the mob?
No. There's another connection you guys don't know about yet. It's fine.
I will say without details, Cynthia would probably be a little sus. Is more prone to go with the connection that she knows is reliable.
Maybe she can meet me somewhere, or I can just drop it off.
Yeah.
We could do a dead drop somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to her. We'll see if we can get something set up.
Should we be doing anything to like refrigerate that to preserve sample then until you can arrange the dead drop?
Probably.
We have a refrigerator here.
I mean, if there's like supplies for blood transfusions, maybe that could be refrigerated, but
it might be like a small one.
Just emergency kind of. It's replaced regularly.
If there's any sort of lab in this building, I don't know what exactly you're thinking, but if there's any sort of lab in this building, it probably has a small refrigeration unit for samples.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there'd be an extensive lab here. It'd be more, I imagine, more just like
snack cooler
stuff for
it's just full of ice cream.
Basic first aid. So like
okay,
like painkillers that way. Anything that needs to be like if it's an injectable painkiller, that kind of thing.
Right. I'll store it in there for now.
Okay.
All right. So what do we want to start with?
What time is it, Charlie? What'd you say right now?
Ooh, it's probably like, with all the knocking Roxy out stuff,
a couple hours.
Probably like 5 or 6 p.m.
Okay, so not like super late. So if we're radioing people, it's not gonna.
I think Tony should be first. That way, if he's gone, we don't have to worry about calling Mama DeMarco.
Okay, Sylvie will take the same precautions we've discussed and fly off a little ways. Okay. Probably land on the top of some random building and radio Tony.
Okay.
To see if the communicator works.
You do not get any response.
I guess she'll probably go. Yeah, it's probably out of range, but she'll probably go further and fly back, try and fly to the DeMarcos and make sure nothing is going on there or nothing.
House is on fire.
Yeah, or
spilled lasagna on the sidewalk.
Or there's not like an ambush set up there or anything.
Sure, you can take some time to head over that way. And it looks like Mama DeMarco and Papa DeMarco are still there, but you don't see any signs of Tony or the other Roxy or anything suspicious.
Sylvie will find a nice place to shift back into Sylvie instead of a bird that is like hidden so people aren't seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she'll go and walk up to the DeMarcos and knock on the door.
Okay. A few moments pass and Mama DeMarco pulls it open and says, Sylvie, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just checking up. Tony and Roxy we had been talking recently, and I know they had mentioned they had plans this weekend, and was hoping to catch up with them if they were going out of town. I kind of needing to get away from Halcyon a little bit myself.
Well, they left a couple hours ago. I like packed up the car and said they were gonna, head out for a little weekend getaway, but didn't really give me too many specifics on the details.
If by any chance either of them call back, or call home, can you give, and Sylvia will give the penthouse number, can you have them call me? And
Sure.
thank you. Have a nice evening, Mrs. DeMarco.
Do you want some dinner to go? You just finished up, so I've got some leftovers if you're hungry.
Sure, why? Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. Do you want to come inside while I pack it up? Or...
I guess Sylvia will come inside and wait and try and figure out how she's getting comfort cards back to the base.
Yeah, she'll pack up a nice little lunch. It's not little, a nice big lunchbox. And there's a salad in there and some spaghetti, garlic bread, of course.
Always.
And she'll wrap it up in a nice little box and put it in a plastic bag and kind of tie it up and hand it off to you.
Thank you. And I guess she'll probably give Mama DeMarco a hug before she leaves. And then once she gets into a safe spot, we'll shift back into a slightly larger bird because now she's laden with food. And she'll bring it back for the girls to eat. Plus, I feel like Roxy would appreciate comfort carbs.
What is the flight speed of a coconut laden?
All comes back to Monty Python.
It is a sight.
Yep.
Known only to Halcyon.
Bald eagle with a boxed lunch.
It's probably
not the weirdest thing they've seen around here.
It's also potentially Mama DeMarco finds any way she can to deliver food. So
somebody recognizes the smell of the garlic bread, is like, lucky someone's getting DeMarco food.
Yeah, so she'll definitely bring food back and with her return and say, when she's out of bird form, that she'll relay that Tony and Roxy left to an undisclosed location roughly 2 hours ago. So, and if they call looking for anything, they have instructions to come back to contact the penthouse.
Well, that's one loose end taken care of. Is that garlic bread?
Yep.
I don't think I've eaten all day.
Please go for it.
We had breakfast at the small estate.
Mama DeMarco always packs enough for an army, so
the plants still haven't gotten the hang of the kitchen yet. So.
There's a dessert in there that you didn't notice that she packed.
Stuck in there. Nice. Elena will wait until she finds out if she's doing a dead drop to go call Leah.
I'm gonna contact Hecate.
Okay.
Again.
Okay. This is Hecate?
We have a vial with the substance that was meant to knock me out that I used to knock Roxy out. Do you think you'd be able to give it a shot to analyze it? There's not much of it left, but there's a little.
I could see what I could do.
Alright.
If it's not enough to get a good sample out of, there's not really much use for it otherwise, so
Fair.
might as well try and see what happens.
Since we don't know if they know who I am, and someone needs to watch Roxy anyways, would you be willing to do some sort of dead drop setup with Elena? Or she
Sure.
could just hand it off to you in person if that worked better.
A dead drop would probably be better for not drawing attention.
Yeah. Where's most convenient for you tonight?
We can do the Parker building on South State Street.
Okay. I'll let her know.
I have been going through some of my files and have found some inconsistencies. So we should probably talk about that at some point. Not sure if it's the best conversation to have right now, but
Yeah, I'd like to figure out this Roxy situation first. More updates on that. We had her try earplugs to see if that might block out the commands, but we were still able to activate her with the phrase. So I'm reluctant to give the go-ahead to let her out in the field anytime soon. I don't know if they're after Roxy specifically, or if they know she's Calamity. She's not always the best at protecting her identity, so it's a possibility.
was there ever a time when from the moment the team formed up until now that she disappeared for a long period of time? Where you had no record of where she went?
Can I remember anything like that?
You do not have any recollection of anything like that happening.
No, not that I can recall.
Her social nature saving her bacon here. Somebody who was basically with her the entire time.
So likely it happened before she joined the team and had an identity. Considering sometimes the extreme length of overlap in power sets, I would call it a stretch that they managed to connect who she was based on powers alone.
They might think she's Rampage. That's fair and honestly a little reassuring. Okay.
I don't, based on the commands and the effect they have over her, it would need to be a lengthy process to get the kind of results we're seeing.
Yeah, my guess is it happened while she was in the factory. Okay. Dead drop with a syringe, but if she's able to go out as Calamity, that lets us move around a little bit more freely. If there's time, I'd very much like to meet up to talk through those inconsistencies. Might be more convenient if I just brought you the vial myself. But attracting attention is the other problem.
Yes. But if you're in costume, it might be a bit less suspicious.
Yeah,
You're good at not being followed. So that should hopefully work in our favor.
I'm not planning to be seen in my civilian identity in the near future because they've seen my face. It's a risk. But I like being Echo more anyways. So. Would tonight work?
That should be fine.
All right. I'll talk with the team. All right. I'll see you later then. Echo out.
Hecate out.
And Echo will go back. Hecate seems fairly confident that this is mostly targeted at Roxy the civilian, not Calamity. I think it would be wise for her and I to not be seen as civilians in the near future. Hecate has also agreed to take a shot at analyzing the vial. We could do the dead drop, but she also has some other information for me, so I could also just deliver it myself.
Okay. I don't think any of us should go out without identities on.
I think I'd agree with that, just in case, because we've all been seen with
Tunnels.
Roxy, so they might.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I don't think anybody should be going anywhere alone anymore. Even if it's
Yeah.
Hecate, something is going on.
Yeah, no, she'll just have to deal.
We can be upfront and have somebody people size, or we can be sneaky and have somebody small size. Mouse size.
I'd rather be up front with her.
Okay.
Do you two have preferences?
Sylvie can easily knock out Roxy, so if they do somehow find us, it might be easier for her to stay with Roxy.
And honestly, Easy Living has a little more likability with Hecate than I do.
That's true. I do not touch things.
I wasn't going to say anything, but that is true.
There are pros on both sides.
Will you be comfortable staying here with Roxy?
I will, yes.
All right.
I can also practice form shifting.
That's true.
And we have the bike for lookout, so you don't even have to monitor the. She just like waves at the monitors. Monitors.
All right. I mean, as usual, if anything happens, let us know.
Of course.
And thank you.
Be safe.
Okay. Thank you. I will do my best. Kind of like just double checks her mask is on, which it's always on, but the paranoia. All right. And she's gonna get ready to head out with Easy Living.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Take a bike, or do we want to fly
I'd say for this flying.
faster?
Easier to be inconspicuous.
Mm.
Okay. You can head out and go to the building that Hecate mentioned earlier. And you probably get there first. But eventually she does arrive. And we'll walk over to you and say, I didn't know we would have Easy Living joining us.
We talked as a team and came to the conclusion that none of us should really be going out by ourselves right now. in case somebody gets snatched.
Always have your buddy.
She nods and says, "Smart. You're really thinking things through." And so she is going to try shifting your labels, if you allow.
Do I get to know the shift she's trying to do before I say whether
Yeah.
we're allowed or not?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was just about to say. She's trying to shift superior up and danger down.
I'd say coming from her, Echo would probably not try to resist it, but she's also superior 3, so she takes condition.
Hey, do you have any? You don't have any marked, do you?
I don't have
like
any marked.
never have any marked.
Oh, what to tell you?
If I may make a suggestion here, I feel like guilty is kind of an obvious one to mark.
I would have
just
also
because of the-
suggested that.
Okay, sure.
Because of the whole situation with Roxy.
Yeah. She's not feeling good. Okay. Should probably get out of sight.
You can easily take to the shadows.
Into the night.
Imperceivable. She'll say, "So, the vial?"
I hand it over.
She will securely store it away to make sure it doesn't get damaged in transit. And then say, "So, the updates on the situation with your friend. If you hadn't given me a list of where to look, I don't think I would have known where to look. So when I pulled up those dates in my files, the brief descriptions of what you had written matched what I had in my records. But I struggled to... It was almost like something was trying to get me to look away. The words, I had to reread them multiple times. They didn't want to stick. Almost like something was trying to get me to believe something didn't exist.
Interesting. Is that anything you've ever felt before?
No.
Were you able to read them eventually?
Yes, it took a lot of effort. As I said, the contents matched up with the notes that you had left for me to take a look at, but it was more difficult than it should have been to reference my own records.
And
Like I said, if I didn't know where to look, I don't think I
Wouldn't
would have
have
been able to
known.
found them.
Yeah. Glad you did. A little relieved, I suppose, but more questions than answers still.
Fortunately,
Always.
doesn't really give us much to go on other than We do have validation that your friend exists.
Well, that's good. It rules out some timeline rewriting, at least. So if it's based more on memory and awareness than it is on any actual temporal shifts, that's interesting. Just hypothesis at the moment, of course, but it's interesting that, like, the amount of power you'd need to make presumably everybody forget that a given person existed. Anyone they were ever come into contact with, anyone they were close to.
I think it would depend on the nature of the erasure.
In what way?
Well, my first thought is that there's a difference between explicitly trying to, I guess, disintegrate someone from the world and the timeline, and that is your end goal. And as you said, you experienced force them to another world. So I think it depends on if the main goal was to send her to a different world, what caused the erasure? Was it in tandem with that? Is it impossible to immediately kill someone and remove them from the timeline? Is it a form of imprisonment?
Initially, I'd assumed that her going through the portal was incidental to the goal of acquiring the meteorite, but you're right, that's an angle that I should also consider.
Maybe that's how that guy's portal works. Anybody he takes just goes away. Then they're stuck somewhere where they don't exist, and even if they can get back here, they no longer exist.
Since we went through Roxy's portal instead, it's a possibility. The fact that there's still a person running around creating portals, or with the ability to create portals like this, still concerns me.
But we've also gone
accurate.
for a long time.
Is there any sign of him in the... Or I guess you probably didn't see anybody like that.
I didn't.
All right.
But easy loving what you said. You were gone for a long time.
That's
a couple of months. That's
a
not
long-
insignificant.
do a lot of damage in a couple of months. Making people... Maybe it's not the portal that deletes, but maybe he spent the next few months, for whatever reason, going around making sure some mumbo jumbo to get rid of.
I mean, if I wanted to well and truly steal something, finding a way to erase all memory of the person I stole it from would be a thorough way to approach that.
Mm-hmm. Don't know what
Assuming
you're looking for.
It's
Don't
intentional.
know who you're looking for.
But why erase the person rather than erase the object?
Maybe you can only erase people. They're both carbon, so it's not like it's specifically one element.
It's possible that some sort of objects like that could, I don't know, have
Maybe it's the
consistency
rock.
across realities. It could be the rock. We don't know much about it.
It was found in Kansas, I think. Where the visitors.
I know that Elena's seen this movie at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
She's just messing with people.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hang on. Give me 1 sec.
I
Give me
think
one
it was
sec.
Kansas. Is
I
there a
have
wizard
to
in
think about
Kansas?
something.
Oh.
Does Hecate care enough to wonder why there's a wizard in Kansas?
I think she would know about this. And she says, "Are you talking about Texarkana?"
It's just gonna nod.
Yes.
What?
Texarkana is a retired hero.
I was wondering if this was like an actual pop cultural reference I just didn't get.
No,
so
no,
thank you.
this is not.
Texarkana?
Retired hero. This way I know how to describe him is a mix between a cowboy and a wizard.
That's a choice.
Yes, that is one way to put it.
What was his deal aside from being a cowboy wizard?
The power base was largely manifestations of magic, so to speak. It's the ability to conjure things out of nothing, make things disappear, not end all be all powerful. It wasn't unlimited or anything, but
So, sort of stage magic-y.
bit a form of it, but went beyond the normal limits of just deception and trickery.
If he made something disappear, was it just gone forever? And like it no longer existed ever?
How would anyone know about it then?
Unless he had two levels of being able to make things disappear. As far as I know, that's not how it worked. Could displace objects and move them to other locations, but it wasn't
Couldn't completely make somebody disappear.
right. People would remember the object and be like, "Hey, that disappeared. We don't know where it went," but when immediately, as soon as it was out of sight, wouldn't immediately forget about it.
And he was or is in Kansas?
It's possible. Kind of fell off the map once he retired. I'm not too certain on his origins from the Cowboys that I would have expected somewhere in Texas, but the Midwestern United States is also a possibility.
How long ago did he retire?
I believe it's been a couple decades.
Okay. All right. Well, I suppose he could have some connection with the rock, but
Unless his powers are derived from it, he probably doesn't really need it.
probably.
Or it's maybe just looked cool, but then also why go through all this trouble when you could just do it yourself? Just to displace it instead of hiring somebody to go get it.
Yeah. Also, Cowboy Wizard doesn't seem like the vibe from the guy we saw. So
No, he was
different powers.
fancy man with sword.
Presumably more than one thing can happen in Kansas, empty as the state is.
I don't think the meteorite being from Kansas has anything to do with it.
That's fair. It's all connected.
You can put it on the board.
You're just
Yep.
slowly bringing my
Kansas,
web
question
to the
mark.
surface.
So you know, like the brim of a cowboy hat. Attach that to like the point of a wizard hat.
Oh my god.
That's just what I'm thinking of.
Charlie, thank you. Thank you for humoring me.
There's a lot of weird cowboy themes going on around here.
I was just
I'm here
like,
for it.
wizard, superheroes. I see an opportunity. I'm going to take it.
For those wondering what the heck is going on, Tex Arcana is an NPC / character I've had in my back pocket for forever, and I wrote him into my backstory as like a minor NPC.
Oh man.
I'm
I
so
love it.
happy.
Will he make an appearance? Who can say? He has been mentioned, though, so
Check that box.
he has entered the canonical record.
Sylvie really wants to see what human magic is versus fey magic.
It's just superpowers.
Okay.
All right. Let me know what you find with the vial, if anything.
There's not much left in there, so see what I can do.
Thank you. We'll keep you updated.
All right. She will go disappear. What's
I
that?
can kind of just the Batman school of disappearing.
Yeah.
Echo kind of just lets out a long sigh and leans on easy living just a little. Long night.
And now he knows there's a wizard in Kansas.
Ah, the world is a strange and wonderful place. I wonder if he hides behind curtains.
Yes.
Maybe.
We should probably get back now.
Should- Do we want to call Leah or just wait, see if she calls us? If she's
Let's put in a
intentional
call.
bait,
Let's
then
get a
she
few roofs
probably
away
would
from
have
here,
called
then.
us by now.
Yeah,
Like if she's intentionally trying to lure us in.
I don't think there's much intentionality here, but I don't want to rule it out. Let's get a few roofs away from this one, just because the dead drop area, and make the call.
Go flying.
Float on over.
Wee.
Can leapfrog
Um,
a few rooftops over.
We'll go. Elena will go towards the safe house where Leah is actually staying.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out while we call for men with smoke bombs. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll watch the surrounding area just in case.
Okay.
We got the little beep boop beep boop beep boop. Dial the communicator.
All right. A few seconds pass. Hello?
Hello. This is Easy Living. Just calling to check in, see if you are okay. There was a commotion in your area earlier.
Oh, yeah, there. I don't really know what was happening. I heard an explosion and kind of just hunkered down in the bedroom, but it seemed to pass okay. I heard some sirens. I don't really know what.
The teenagers. Maybe somebody with new powers or something.
No, in this city, I don't know if I really buy that.
Well, it's good you are okay. If you need anything, remember we're only a call away.
Yes. everything okay outside? I haven't left the apartment. Is there weird stuff going on?
There's the plant infestation, but there's no like crazy sirens or anything going on around us.
No.
Yeah, everything's fine. Nothing crazy.
Okay. Is it like safe to stay here? Should I consider moving?
It's probably, is it safe? It's probably safe.
If they didn't take her when Roxy was there,
They don't want her.
They don't.
Yeah. If you are capable of leaving, you are more than welcome to. But if you need time to save up money, you can, of course, stay.
Okay, that didn't really answer my question. I'm guessing you mean it's no more dangerous than usual outside?
Yeah, everything's the same as it ever was out here.
chaotic.
Okay.
Steps out her front door and there's just pasta.
To be fair, the plant infestation isn't in that building, at least.
No.
So
It's
Slowly
nobody can
spreading.
see the plant infestation because it's inside.
Plants are now roommates.
They took over the building. It's fine.
having the best security system possible. Well, no.
The entire
Plants
building
were
staff are
always
plants.
roommates.
Yeah.
You
The
show up and
superintendent
like,
tried to charge them rent and they just handed leaves.
I own the building.
Roxy tipped the elevator plant.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
have money. They know what currency is. We taught plants capitalism.
Where do they keep it? Who knows?
I don't know. I want that on like a mug or something. Just, we taught plants capitalism.
You have your two versions. Plants are the results of all actions. We taught plants capitalism.
Yes.
Plants
I
all the way
love
down.
it.
I've been keeping all of the famous quotes that I've recorded from in character, but gosh, if I wasn't, that would absolutely be going on the list. We taught plants capitalism.
I am writing it down for posterity.
If she doesn't need anything else.
No, she just got stuff and had a check-in this morning, so
Yeah.
knowing that the world isn't, gonna explode as soon as she steps outside is good enough for now.
Head back.
Yeah.
I want to make sure she's still okay.
Right? Say during that time things are pretty much unchanged at the warehouse. I don't know if Sylvie
Yeah,
wanted to
Sylvie's just
do
trying to
anything.
shapeshift right now and make sure they're trying to
Trying to
see
turn
if she
into a
can get
bug.
small. Yes.
Go ahead and roll
Think
to unleash your
bug
powers.
Is it like an exoskeleton thing?
Bug
mean,
thoughts only.
That is an 8.
Okay. Would you like to mark a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary?
Tell me how it's temporary. I don't need another condition. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I think you managed to, through a very slow process, work your way down into that form, but it's really hard to just keep yourself that small, so you're only able to, I guess, manage it for like 15-20 minutes before you return to your normal form.
Yeah, better than last time.
Yeah, I mean, last time you were just like, you were what, a beetle the size of a
Big deal.
Volkswagen beetle?
Yeah, pretty much. So progress.
Yeah. Keep practicing,
think-
you probably hold it longer.
Yep, that's basically Sylvie's only focus right now is to practice her powers and maintain or make sure no one's trying to break into the warehouse.
Okay. Yeah, everything is relatively fine. Is there anything all of you would like to do before the end of the night, or just gonna like reconvene and take a breather?
Probably just have dinner.
Reconvene.
Cynthia spend some time staring at the string board.
Makes sense.
Try and figure out the troll
Elena writes
patterns.
Kansas. Puts it on there.
I draw a little wizard cowboy hat next to it.
Yes.
You'll throw them off the scent.
Okay.
Sylvie just looks very confused as to this new revelation, but
I think that at some point they probably explain Texarkana just because
Yeah.
it's funny.
There's a wizard in Kansas. He's a cowboy.
is this based off the movie you watched the other night, or is this something that's actually happening?
That's why I said like the wizard, but apparently there's a wizard in Kansas.
Hecate told us about it, and you know she doesn't joke about most things ever.
I know she really doesn't like it when I call her with jokes.
Okay. That night, is there, while on the road, is there anything that Jill would like to do, or just do you have thoughts for your second day on the road?
Well, night of the first day,
Mhm.
Joe definitely finds a payphone. And
I mean, if you're stopping at a hotel to sleep, they'll have one at the main
Yeah.
desk.
and I will be attempting 3 calls. We'll see how many of them are successful.
Okay.
The first, of course, is to Tallulah. Let her
Okay.
know that I'd imagine by this point we're probably nearing, or have probably passed the Arizona border into New Mexico, but not very far. Left like
I mean-
relatively late morning.
Oh, I guess so. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'd say you could probably get, yeah, across the border. Maybe you're like a few hours outside of Albuquerque.
Yeah, sounds about right. I find this world's version of Cactus Crossing, which is like an infinitely more interesting place somehow.
Not by much.
Cacti
but-
are sentient.
Yeah, you can schedule a call with Tallulah and eventually get connected via operator after waiting an hour.
Yep.
And I think she'd probably be the one to answer the phone this time and say, this is the Kirby residence, Tallulah speaking.
Hey, Mom.
Joe, how's it going?
It's going all right. We're a couple hours out of Albuquerque, stopping for the night here.
Something was going on in the hallway. That's good. It sounds like you're making progress. I kind of would have expected you be
Right?
farther than that. I don't know what is going on.
Chaos.
Well, okay. I would have expected you'd gotten a little farther than that.
Would've, but I guess that's something I should probably give you a heads up on here. I met up with Dad.
Oh, so okay.
He's making sure that I get home okay. He's driving a Halcyon with me.
Oh. Okay.
But ended up getting slightly slow start because well, breakfast with his family.
So a short pause on the line.
He said he had come to Halcyon looking for me, I guess. I don't know how much you guys talked.
We didn't really have much time to catch up on life events, so to speak. We're mainly focused on figuring out where you went. We did meet up and talk briefly, though, just about what was going on, so we've seen each other, at least.
That's good, I guess. We just had breakfast at his place. It was it was nice.
There's just a long moment of silence that kind of just stretches out. Not... You can tell it's not like disapproving silence. It's just, this is very awkward territory and I don't know what
Yep.
to say.
Guess I'm not an only child anymore. It's
They
kind
have
of a
kids,
weird thought.
okay.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up. Just figured I'd let you know.
It's all right, Joe. We probably need to discuss it at some point.
We need to discuss a lot of things.
Such as?
Trying to go through it all over the phone would take a while, and I've got a couple other phone calls to make to other folks in Halcyon. To make kind of a long story short, I need to be more honest with you and everyone, really.
Oh. Okay.
Did you happen to talk with Henri at all since I last called?
No, I haven't been able to have a conversation with her yet.
Okay. I'll be home soon, I promise. I'll see if we can go a few extra hours tomorrow to make up for today.
Okay. Just be careful on the road. Don't drive too late. Better to rest and take a little extra time than risk falling asleep while driving.
Yeah. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Joe.
I'll be home soon.
Okay.
Joe will end the call. Just sort of like briefly hold back tears because he's just recognizing what he's got to do when he gets home, and God, is it terrifying. But he'll then put in a few more coins, and he will try to make a call to the DeMarco residence.
Okay. Similar song and dance.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the call gets put through, and Mama DeMarco answers the phone. Says, "DeMarco residence."
Hey, Mr. Marco, this is Joe.
Oh, hey, Joe. How's it going?
It's it's going relatively all right, I guess. Is Tony there? I tried to reach him yesterday, and I'm sorry I had to step away from the phone.
Oh, it's no worries. He actually ended up staying out pretty late last night, so didn't really get home to call at a reasonable hour, and then I guess he and Roxy had some plans that they forgot to tell us about and went out or like going out for the weekend. So he might not be able to get in touch with you for a couple days.
Oh, okay. Well, if he does happen to come back, no, wait, I'm sorry. He's not going to be able to call me back. I'm on the road right now.
Oh, where are you traveling from? I didn't know you were on a trip too.
Well, it was kind of a emergency thing, I guess you could say. I'm trying to get back to Halcyon now. It's complicated.
Oh, well, I hope everything worked out okay and that it was all resolved without issue.
That's gonna depend on how things go when I think I get back home.
If you're on your way back to Halcyon and they're gone for the weekend, you might, just get back here at the same time so you can reconnect then.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know.
Yes, and when you get back in town, you should come and drop by for dinner again. It was so nice having you before.
Or have you airdrop it to me again, I guess.
What?
Never mind, gotta go. Just hangs up.
Amazing.
And I kind of feel like Joe's just standing there for a second and is just like, I know I need to work on the improvisation. Because he's just assuming Thistle is listening in.
I just imagine on the other end of the line, after you hang up, Mrs. DeMarco just like looks at the phone and hangs up. And then kind of looks over her shoulder at Papa DeMarco, who's just sitting on the couch listening to one of the radio shows. And then she goes into the kitchen and opens the drawer and pulls out the Rolodex to make sure it's there before tucking it behind a bottle of booze.
I'd like to say for the record that I love this woman.
And there is one more call Joe would like to try to make here, though.
Okay.
We'll see if it works. Once again to the girls' dormitory at Siegel University.
Okay. Takes a bit of time before the call connects. Yeah. So you get a call back from the operator and the phone does pick up and you hear Henry's voice say, "Hello?"
Hey, Henry. I don't know what happened within the past 2 months, but can we talk, please?
This is the most appropriate music.
Yes, it very much is not. um It's not about the past 2 months, Joe.
I know. And I'm sorry. I'm headed back to Halcyon now. I want to try to make this right. Have you been okay? Or at least okay?
Relatively.
I'm so sorry. I kn- is my dorm still intact? Or did they already put somebody else in there?
As far as I know, it is.
Okay. Trying to explain things over the phone is a little rough right now. And I'll give way more explanations for you when I get there, but you remember where I keep my spare key? If you want at least start of answers, I feel like Joe kind of like punches the phone, trying to make himself like say this.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's still a part of him that's like, you can't tell her. Under my mattress, there's a mask and a spool of wire. The wire's for Minifon. It's a recording.
She sighs on the phone. Says, see, that's part of the problem, Joe. I already found it. And she hangs up.
I kind of feel like there's just a long moment of Joe just like sort of in this position, just like holding the phone as it's just doing the dead dial tone, just
We didn't hear what you said.
Come on, Atatli, think. Who else can you call? Oh, boy. See how this goes. And Joe will put a few more cents in,
Okay.
and he is going to try to call Coach Oleander.
Okay. Sure. Wait around a little bit. And eventually you get a call back and it goes through and rings. And it's phone picks up. And a very like a semi gruff voice says, Oleander household, this is John speaking.
Hey, Coach.
I got a lot of players. Who's this?
Joe? Atatli?
Joe! What, Joe? This is unexpected.
Yeah, I bet you've been missing me.
Whole team is pretty much. Yeah. Your parents got in contact with the university and said there was some sort of emergency.
Yeah, long story short, well, you know how Halcyon can be sometimes, making kind of a long story short here, Coach. For me, it's been a week. Apparently, it's been 2 months.
Oh. Okay, that does not make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're telling me. I woke up in Arizona.
Alright? And I think he gets really serious. It's like, is everything okay at home? Like, is there's something that you need to, like, talk about?
Not at the moment. The situation at home kind of remains to be seen. And I know I'm probably not your favorite person right now, but I need a favor real quick.
Hmm.
Can
Think I
you
would
deliver a note or a message for me?
I can try. Depends on who it's to. Someone at the university?
Joking up. Thanks for a second. They're, well, I guess she's attending the university, but okay. It's going to be to a specific address. You ready to write this down?
You hear a little bit of shuffling on the other end of the phone. Sure.
Okay. And I will give him the address of the apartment.
Okay.
Okay. I need you either, like, telling someone there or just, like, writing a note and dropping in the mail slot or something. Tell them that they need to visit Henri and they need to ask for the recording.
Is everything really okay at home, Joe? This seems
It
like there's some you weren't having problems and that's why you ran off.
no,
Is it?
no. No, it's not something like that. Oh man. I will explain more when I get back. I'm on my way back to Halcyon now, but that message needs to get to that building as soon as you can. And if anybody asks, you had nothing to do with it.
I would just like to point out that this is very suspicious, Joe. This is very suspicious sounding, but
I'm well aware.
you have been a good player, been dedicated to the team, and have been a great leader and person to look up to up until 2 months ago. So I'm going to trust you a little bit in this and do what you ask, but I think we will need to have a conversation when you get back.
Yeah, we definitely do. You're a lifesaver, Coach. And I mean that kind of literally.
Be safe getting back here. And
Yeah.
Again, if you got problems, you can talk to me.
There's gonna be a lot of that when I get home.
I'd expect so if I was in your shoes.
Yeah. See you in a few days.
Travel safe.
And Joe will hang up. And now he probably starts crying.
Oh.
Yet another hotel lobby employee who's just staring at Joe across the way like
hiding behind their magazine, like just to be clear, when you said the apartment, you mean the penthouse address?
Yeah,
okay.
The penthouse.
Alrighty.
This poor man is gonna drop something off at the penthouse and a plant's gonna answer the knock.
Is Joe doing anything else that night?
Sleeping very unrestfully, but otherwise no.
Did you have any sort of scenes you wanted to have on day 2 of your drive?
Yeah, I did have an idea for one, but I don't know if we necessarily want to do that right now or if we want to wrap it up now. I leave that up to you.
I mean, my other main question. Do any of the girls go back to the penthouse? Or are you just camping out in the warehouse?
I think that Cynthia will
warehouse is-
probably eventually have them come back to the penthouse.
Definitely check
I
on
mean,
Sarah.
Yeah,
In the
Sylvia will-
base, probably, though. not in the
Elena will
penthouse
also go
itself.
back because the warehouse is kind of gross. She doesn't want to stay
Yeah,
there.
Sylvie
Yeah.
will,
She has
and
to
if they're
send
going
word
back,
that
she'll scout, so she'll fly
Yeah.
back.
we can
Are
take
you-
tunnels back. Probably.
Are you bringing
but-
Roxy
Yeah.
back to the base?
Yes.
I'd say yes to
Yeah,
the base,
she'd
but
be
not the
safe
penthouse
there.
itself.
Okay.
Since there being a base beneath the penthouse is not common knowledge.
Yeah. And this way, Elena can send word back home that they're
Yeah.
something weird's going on. They're safe, and they're just gonna stay away for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, you can exercising caution and taking tunnels and everything, you can get back to the base.
That letter home is probably like going camping, which Natalie knows means something's going on, but we can't explain further.
Yeah, if she can talk to Natalie, she'll talk to Natalie with be very vague because it's.
I mean,
for
if you
phone.
want, there's probably a phone you can give her a
Yeah.
call.
Or she'll leave word with Bertram.
Yeah,
Whoever
Bertram.
answers the phone. Well, I guess he would. That's kind of his job.
Yeah,
isn't
Bertram
it?
typically answers the phone. So we can pass on a message. I mean, yeah, are you doing anything? Well,
Do the plants do mail delivery?
doing anything like
Of course.
in the base or
Yes.
taking the elevator up to the penthouse or just like not going up to the penthouse at all?
Okay, so
Brings-
Cynthia checks the base first to make sure nobody's been in there, and then probably expands the ongoing string board with their new revelations. Sets up a couple of beds down in the base since they're not staying in the penthouse for the moment, or at least she would encourage them not to.
Elena will help transport beds because she just. We're
She
inside
will-
the penthouse. It's fine.
I love
Plants
this.
pack everyone a little get
Oh
out
my
bed.
god.
Oh,
Get out
we
bed.
go
and-
She
Yep.
will probably go up to check in with Sarah at some point and let her know the sort of shit that's gone down. Staying as far away from the windows as she can.
Easy enough to do. I mean, you could probably instruct the plants to close the curtains and they
Yeah.
Lant curtains.
fortunately, Sarah can also
Um,
make shields.
Yeah, it's true.
Sarah's just like, things have been quiet since you left. Is everything, and kind of noticing your weird behavior, is everything okay? Long story. More weird
Mm.
stuff.
Incognito men tried to kidnap Roxy.
Is she ex-villain?
Roxy. She's about as far from, well, I would say that actually she likes to talk about trying to kill people and engaging in casual crime. Anyways,
Casual
no.
ex-villain. Casual ex-villain.
I'd say more isn't always in line with the rules and strictures of society. It's more we don't know exactly why. I think maybe the people who gave her the powers in the first place are after her, but no definitive answers.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily them. There are, as one of my teammates said, plenty of people who have it out for us.
That's true.
But it did seem targeted at her specifically. They had a command phrase, and it just shut her off, made her walk towards him. You haven't run into anyone who does things like that on the regular, have you?
Not directly, but
Indirectly?
I wouldn't be surprised if someone has figured out how to do that. My initial thought is just a more sinister form of telepathy. Implant suggestions, rewire thoughts and personalities. I don't imagine it would be something that would be done quickly, but
Probably not.
I wouldn't
Do
be
you think-
surprised if someone hasn't figured it out.
You think the boss could do that if she had enough time and motivation? I don't think she did it here, or would. But
I think if anyone figure it out, she probably could.
Yeah. Might be worth running some tests if Roxy would be down with it. We'll see.
You think she was
We-
involved somehow?
The stuff with Rox happened too recently. But she's probably the expert, so.
The closest we've got.
Yeah, but that is a problem for another night, I think. I am exhausted.
You look like it. One other little mystery.
Oh,
And she'll walk over to a table next to the door, pick up an envelope, and say, "Someone delivered this.
what is it?
I didn't open it." And it just has the address of the penthouse on it, no name.
I'm
Ominous.
gonna open this in the base. You want to come? We're
Sure.
gonna be living out of the base for a while since people are apparently looking for Roxy.
We bring the plants down there so we have the strawberry coffee, or should we just come back up for that?
Bold
I
of
think
you
we
to
should just come back
assume
up.
the plants haven't
I
infested
figured
this entire
they've been
building.
respectfully avoiding the base out of fear
They
of
might do
being
delivery.
slashed and burned.
Yeah, they probably
yeah,
do.
delivery.
At least I'm guessing Sylvie's
Within
room
the
in
building.
the base is connected to the penthouse in general via plants
Yeah, probably.
because they know they can go there. Otherwise, they probably haven't.
But Sarah does say, "Yeah, I'll come down to the base." Also, kind of curious as to see what's in this letter.
Yeah, me too. Cynthia will bring it down, and she is gonna put on fucking hazard equipment, basically. Bring it to
Anthrax.
a room.
If only Joe knew.
But yeah, she's gonna make sure it's properly isolated before opening it in case it's something sinister.
Sylvie is in an incredibly durable form in front of anyone else in this base.
Probably
love
Elena
it.
because she wants to know what's going on.
I think Sarah just sees you doing this and then just generates a big shield. And is like, "I got you covered."
We've got layers of security.
Create a little gravity field around it.
God.
Just paper.
Just for a letter.
Or just for a thin
It's just-
letter.
It had
Joe has
really
no
bad
idea the kind of
Paranoid
powder
as hell.
messing with it.
And then she'll open it.
Yeah. You open it and it's a thin sheet of paper.
Okay.
And on it, it says, "Message from Joe. Talk to Henri and get the recording." And then in parentheses, whatever that means.
I show it to the team and look very confused.
Have we seen enough of Coach's schedules to recognize his handwriting?
We avoided that whole
That would be a good
Football
question to
season.
ask Roxy.
We will ask her probably the next time around.
Yeah. When she's awake again.
Yep.
Cynthia's just looking at this like, okay.
We know Henri didn't deliver it.
That's true.
Who dropped it off?
I didn't see.
Mm-hmm. Suppose I
Probably not Henri, since it's instructing us to go talk to her.
guess I do owe her an apology for inadvertently putting her boyfriend out of commission for a few months. Though, from what Roxy said, I'm not sure he's her boyfriend anymore. So I probably owe him an apology
that-
too.
whole bridge for when we are not in immediate people are tracking us danger.
It just sounds like a thing Roxy could do in the morning. You just call her like, "Hello, we're sorry we kidnapped your boyfriend. Can we please have this tape?" I'm sure it'll go well. We could always, I guess, go take it.
We could go.
I really
I
want to go
listen.
steal from
would
a
rather
friend of
not.
ours.
I think
Well,
we could address it in person with her in our buddy groups.
I think
don't-
first safety to just
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
And if she wants to talk in person, we can just go in groups of, or just
Yeah.
all go.
Yeah.
yeah, Roxy
But-
definitely shouldn't go alone, but if it's all of us,
No, all
then again, I
everybody
think
in
maybe have
disguise.
2 people
2 people at
on the
once.
roofs.
Yeah. 2
You
in
and
cos-
Roxy go talk to her, and then me and Valkyrie can go like hide,
We'll stay in costume.
ready to
seeing
watch.
Both of us have hopefully yet to
yeah.
be
Hopefully, we are not
recognized.
compromised.
Right. And I owe her an apology. So we'll see. I guess the kind of shit thing is, I don't know if I'd really change it. Kind of looks at Sarah. It's worth it.
I think a good portion of this mess has been good-hearted, or coming from a good place, a poor attempt to protect Henri from the truth of what and who Joe is.
I don't get that. I mean, doesn't that just put her in more danger if she doesn't know what's coming?
If I were in her place, I'd want to know.
I feel like you either know nothing or you know some things, and knowing some things is just about as dangerous as knowing everything. You know enough to get hurt, but not enough to protect yourself.
And in some cases, when you're as close as Henri is, even knowing nothing could be hazardous.
There are people wanting to protect Henri, potentially against her best interests, is something of a theme.
I don't know enough about her situation to make a comment on that.
Fair. I guess you could say her mom is a little overbearing. And Joe would probably not appreciate the implication that his behavior is similar.
I think Sylvie nods with the overbearing. She understands, not exactly the parent aspect of it,
Yeah.
but what an overbearing, authoritative figure in your life is.
Yeah.
She's thinking of a specific one, but it is not, I can promise you it is not Hecate.
No, I figured not. I am deeply curious, and I imagine I will know at some point, but...
You will. There's a civil war going on. I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out eventually.
I want the lore. But she kind of just, having read the letter and knowing she's not doing anything about it tonight, just goes and probably drags the rest of the team to the couch, collapses because she's tired.
Puddle, puddle.
Yeah, cuddle puddle.
As you settle down to relax and get some rest. bead of light starts to shimmer in the corner before it expands in shape into a decently sized circle. It's not big enough, like people person size, but then nimbly coming through is a cat.
Sylvie growls at it straight up.
Meow meow.
And then almost immediately the portal behind it closes. And it's wearing a little collar with a bell on it. And Sylvie, you recognize this cat from the other world.
Yep.
Someone you know?
I know. I didn't know it could do that.
This cat trots over to the coffee table that I imagine is in front of the couch and just hops on it and like licks its paw and starts to groom itself.
Is there a name on this collar?
There is. And you can see listed on the collar is the name Freya.
Oh. That is. I should have seen that coming.
I love it.
Sylvie looks at the cat. It's like, I have questions, but that's for tomorrow because I am exhausted. I've been flying all over the city.
It looks back at you with very intelligent eyes and then proceeds to curl up on the coffee table.
Safe to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. I trust you.
Honestly, if anyone is in danger from the cat here, it's gonna be me. So
That doesn't make me feel better.
It's less hopeful.
But I don't think it would be sleeping if there was an issue.
Okay.
He's doing normal cat things. So.
Yeah, it's
Well, I've been nearly kidnapped and shot and been running all over the city also. And yeah, we're all
nap time.
tired. Yeah, nap time. It's been a long goddamn day.
All right. With that, as we wrap up our session, I think what I will leave you with this evening is a little cross-panel shot of the girls' dormitory. We zoom in on a window and peek inside and see Henri in there as she hangs up the phone, stares at it for a minute before going over to her bed and pulling out a small lockbox underneath it. She opens it and pulls out a little spool of wire. Just stares at it for a few minutes. So, where's my 1950s music? How are we feeling?
Everything's on fire.
Yeah.
We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning.
Since the world's been turning.
I started the fire.
This is also true.
Meet fake cat.
Would you like to tell everyone why that cat is here now?
That cat is Sylvie's her last upgrade. It's the
God, again.
You
Come
took
on, Lucky.
The buddy.
come on, Lucky. Yeah.
Yes! I love this.
That move is so cool. I love it.
A plus.
Oh no, I minimized Zoom. How do I get it up? There we go. I got
Don't
it
delete Zoom.
Don't uninstall Zoom.
back. Oh jeez.
Okay, but does
Fireworks are
anyone
going
have
off.
any initial thoughts on end of session questions?
I think I know exactly what I'm doing, so I think I'll get started here.
Okay.
I also know.
Joe grew into his self-image on this one, just
Okay.
because he's really starting to feel the weight of all his transgressions against honesty, and wants to make it better, but by God, this is just proving to be more and more difficult. And he's having to involve more and more people because he just can't get word home efficiently.
I do love that I just got to drop that little tidbit in there that Henry found the recording.
Oh, that recording has been a thing since the literal start of the game, by the way. Like,
Oh, I figured.
I figured.
I had a suspicion, like, there was some part of my brain that was like, in some alternate reality, Cynthia is suspicious enough of Joe at some point to investigate his room and would find that recording.
No, instead it was your girlfriend.
Yup.
'Cause
You
he just
gave her a reason, though.
disappeared for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we will shift mundane down. And we'll say danger up, I think. Just because he also feels the growing concern of what's going to happen.
The noose is getting tighter around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and say Sylvie grew closer to the team. I think she grew closer to all the girls, but specifically Elena, because she was keeping a pretty calm head in light of Roxy panicking and recognizing the situation before the two of us who were monitoring the cell, holding cell did.
Mhm.
So
Roxy doesn't like confined spaces.
yeah.
Yeah.
Claustrophobia, baby.
And I am removing angry as one of my conditions.
Okay.
Okay. Or don't. move
So you're
them.
giving influence to Elena. So
Yep.
Elena has influence. How would you like to shift Sylvie's labels?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna move Savior down,
Mhm.
Danger up.
Okay. That works.
Oh, my poor stressed little dog.
Oh.
I was like, there was a way that you could have definitely screwed me over in that one, and I'm so happy you didn't.
Great. So Elena or Cynthia? Who's next?
I can go. I'm gonna go closer to the team, closer to Echo.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a potential. Oh no, Hattie, it's okay.
Hey, Jojo. Hello.
We have fireworks. She is not pleased.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, yeah, perfect. Hide behind the chair.
Yeah. I see that tail wagging. You like the noggin pats.
Do you like knocking pats, Boone? Boone likes knocking pats.
Oh.
Come here. Come out
Why does
here.
that sound like a British brand?
Knocking pats. It probably is.
Oh my god, noggin pats is the British
message-
Haagen-Dazs.
I
Oh my
will
god.
message Nina specifically for you guys tomorrow when she wakes up.
Oh my god.
We have questions.
Just Naga
You could
Pats is
also
the British
probably
Haagen-Dazs,
just-
no context.
Yeah.
I mean, I can take her in the Discord and we can figure that out when
Discuss
she
that
wakes
from
up.
there,
Yeah.
But if you're giving influence to Echo, I do believe Echo gets
Yes.
to do
Label
a
moving.
shift.
All right. This might turn out badly because I'm going to be honest, I spaced out on what Sylvie changed. So
I moved Sylvie, savior down, danger up.
Oh, but yeah, that was you to her, not her to you.
Yeah.
I am awake.
We're almost done. You can push through. Final stretch.
Well, Elena kept a pretty clear head through most of this when Cynthia was kind of freaking out, and has been a consistent source of stability. And Cynthia's kind of like, damn, wish that were me. So
I thought I knew what I was doing.
We have not had time for her to have a mental breakdown yet.
So we're going to shift Superior up and Freak down.
Okay. You up, F down. That is fine. I am not in any danger.
And right back at you, because of that source of stability, is going to give influence to Elena, since she already has it. But before you give me a label shift, I am marking potential, which means I have cleared my track for the
Yay.
6th time. And I am
Okay.
choosing to lock a label. I am
Okay.
locking Superior.
What at?
3.
Okay.
My
And I'm
freak.
adding 1 to Freak.
So any
Yeah.
shift to your superior now automatically fails.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, let's start racking up those conditions. Let's go.
Wait, so
gonna-
does a failed label shift automatically mean I get a condition then?
No, it means that if someone tries to shift your superior up or down, the entirety of the shift just automatically fails. Like you don't even have to roll for it.
Ah.
It's
just
effectively
null.
representing the fact that your identity in that aspect of yourself is so locked in that no one can change it.
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna same hat. I'm gonna shift superior or not superior, savior down, and danger up.
All right. That does
'Cause
not
you
put
were
me in any shape.
Accidentally both a danger to Roxy.
Yep,
Yeah, that's fair.
fair.
Rip.
Oh, it's okay, Had. You were almost.
I mean, Sylvie used her powers multiple times on Roxy, so this makes sense.
Yeah, but the whole in a room thing, because she wasn't really
Yeah.
more focused on the making sure nobody followed us business.
Yeah.
Joe is going to be so lost by the time he gets there.
Yep. Can't wait for you to get the recording.
The recording.
Is it just screaming?
That recording is why my backstory is 64 pages.
You could just tell
Because-
us.
My God.
We don't have
Second-
to.
The second I put that recording in, I was like, shit, I actually need to script this thing.
Anyway,
I love it.
Hopefully get to that next week. And maybe Joe will also get back to Halcyon City. That'd be cool. And the team can reunite once again, slightly more efficiently than last time. It'll be
Hopefully.
slightly because cross-country road trips are long. But for now, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I'm so excited to see where this is going, and I am ready for you to unravel the secrets that Joe has been keeping. I'm ready for you to unravel the mystery that is Roxy right now.
There's a cat from another dimension, apparently.
I'm ready for you to unravel the unknown secrets of Sylvie's background and whatever the hell this cat is. Just everything. I'm so excited. But that will come in time. For now, I hope everyone has I hope everyone's doing all right. You're doing good. You have, good things ahead of you, and it's not horrendous or bad or a bit of a downer. It's just good things, good vibes. And we'll get you back here next week for more Jukebox Justice. I don't know if there's anything in the meantime. If there is, it'll be a surprise. So make sure to follow us on Twitch so you can get notified when we go live.
It might be our anniversary soon. Or has that happened? I don't know how time
think-
works.
I just got here. I don't know.
Saturday. I think
Who
we
are
might
you
we,
people?
we might have an anniversary
shit.
stream before our next Jukebox Justice stream. Stay tuned.
Follow us, and you'll find out
Yeah.
as soon as we find
Join
out.
our Discord. But for now,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Bye.